Good evening, everyone, from a chilly South Africa, and welcome to the final T20 of the South African Women's Tour to England. It's the final game of the series, or as we like to call it, or as I like to think of it, the final warm-up game before the Commonwealth Games next week for these two sides. The news from the middle is England have won the toss and decided to bat. We can run through the team sheets in a second, but first I'd like to welcome Otto. He is joining me this evening for the first bit. Otto. Hopefully the South Africans can put up a good performance.
Yeah, man, they need to. It's been a tough tour for the ladies. I think they all were looking so much forward to that test match, and that so far has been the highlight of the tour for us from a South African point of view, where they actually did show some fight, as we see the gesture for equality, Black Lives Matter, anti-racism, and the women's team also taking a stance against gender-based violence. As a father of two girls, it's close to my heart. So as a son of a mother, husband of a wife. So take it away for us, Anis, and once we get a chance, we'll go through the team sheets.
I just have them now. They're busy warming up, and it seems that Nglaba will be taking the first. Is she opening the bowling? That's interesting. But the first batters are going to be Sophia Dunkley. She's going to be first up with Danny Wyatt. I think Dunkley will be facing the first ball, and the first ball will be bowled by Nglaba of South Africa, Nkululeko Nglaba, with a fantastic record so far. We now see them taking that stand on my side. I think I'm a minute or two behind you, Otto. So I'll take you through that now. Just having the ladies, just showing some of the ladies warming up. While we wait, the England team is Danny Wyatt, Sophia Dunkley, Nat Shiver, Amy Jones, Maya Bouchier, Alice Capsey, Catherine Brandt, Sophie Eccleston, Freya Kemp, who's making a debut, Sarah Glenn, and Izzy Wong, as Nglaba is ready to get us underway, and she pulls up short. And it is dead ball called. Just not happy with the footholds in the pitch. She's at the top of her mark again now. And ready to get things underway for real this time. Across the umpire, this one is looped outside off, and it's cut and caught. First ball straight to point as Nglaba strikes early, and it is gobbled up. The dangerous Sophia Dunkley, who took apart South Africa in the first T20I, just couldn't keep that one down and cut it straight to Laura Wolford at point. Taking it low down to the ground. Fantastic catch by Laura Wolford. Nglaba is ecstatic. South Africa have struck first, have struck early, have struck with the first ball of the game. Fantastic bowling, fantastic captaincy from Sinelis. Plan A is working so far. And Sophia Dunkley gone one ball faced for a duck, and not going to even bother running through, going through strike rates because there isn't anyone. As we see Kaka and Nglaba is having a chat about the wicket. You see, this is easy, this bowling thing, she's saying. Interesting to see Trisha Chetty not in behind the stumps as Alice Capsey comes in at 17 years old to face the first ball of the game, and this one is short of length turning in. She drops into the back foot and just punches it neatly into the offside for no run. The score remains 0-1 after two balls. Nglaba getting at the top of the mark, coming now. This one trips down the leg side, and it's wide and called such by the umpire. And we can just run through the South African team quickly. It's Annika Bosch, Laura Goodall, Tamsin Brits, Laura Wolford, Mignon Dupré, Chloe Trion is captain, Dalmay Tucker, it's Inola Jafta is the keeper, Matsabata Klaas, as this one is just worked to the leg side for no run. Matsabata Klaas, Ayabonga Kaka, Kuloneko, Ndaba, no Shabnim Ishmael in this game as Ndaba comes in. This one outside off and swept from outside off and swept to the boundary rider at deep mid wicket where it's cleaned up and come through for the single. The score moves on to 2-1 after 4 balls. 2 balls to come in the first over as Danny White is taking her guard. 127 matches, vastly experience, 2,005 runs, average 21.33, strike rate of 124, 200s at this level, which is fantastic. The unicorn is working for the moment as Mlaba comes in, loops this one into the middle and leg, and it's just defended straight back down. Straight back down the pitch to the bowler as the final ball of the eventful first over is coming in now. This one as Wyatt comes down the wicket, gets a thick outside edge and it's running down to the boundary, but it's cleaned up by Laura Wolford and they come through for 2, and that's the end of the first over, 4 for 1. And that is a fantastic opening over for the Momentum Proteas. Hopefully they can keep things going and keep things as tight. Just seeing highlights now of that fantastic first over. Archer, they got to keep this as tight as possible now, I think. Just keep applying the pressure.
So can you give us the rest of those team sheets while we wait for Masabata Klaas to start the next over? Perhaps if you have time.
South Africa's Annika Bosch, Laura Goodall, Tamsin Brits, Laura Wolford, Mignon Dupré, Chloe Trion, who's captain today, Dalmay Tucker, Sinola Jafta, Matsabata Klaas, Ayabonga Kaka, and Nkululeko Ndlaba as Matsabata Klaas comes in for the first ball of the second over, and this one is outside off and it's cut, but it's cleaned up at cover for no run.
So England would have been licking their lips. No Marizon Cup, no Shabnim Ishmael.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As Klaas comes in again, this one as Capsy dances down the wicket and just baseball swats it over the top of mid-on, and this one will run away for 4. The first boundary of the innings. The score moves on to 8 for 1 after 2. A very adventurous shot, playing what we call it, the exuberance of youth, just dancing down the wicket and playing a baseball swipe straight back over the bowler's head for 4.
Encouraging signs that could have gone anywhere. Klaas in again.
Klaas comes in. Now past the umpire. This one is short again and it's cut well, and it's over the top of the in-ring field and it runs away for 4 again. It's back-to-back boundaries for Capsy, and Matsabata Klaas just proving a bit expensive now in her first over. 3 balls to come. I think they need to calm down a bit. Just dropping it short, trying to intimidate the batter, not working at all.
No, that ball was dipping after it bounced, so that wasn't really a good bouncer by Klaas.
But even though the pitch has a tinge of green on it, it's not that, it doesn't seem that quick. Again, you drop it short and it's going to sit up. And this one is full and it is driven and it just beats the field. But this outfield is so quick that it bisected cover and mid-off, and they just sped away to the boundary. The outfield is very, very quick. The pitch is very slow. This is going to be seeming to be now the signs are there that this is going to be a very, very, very high-scoring game. If England have anything to say about it, and that's 3 boundaries on the trot for Capsey. She is just running away with things here. South Africa need to bring back some control as Class comes in for the 4th ball of the over. Past the umpire. This one drops short and down the leg side is just helped on its way over short fine leg, and it runs away for 4. There's 4 boundaries on the trot now, and with that field with 45 up, you cannot afford to bowl short in anywhere near leg stump because it will just be helped on its way. The score moves on to 20 for 1 now after 2 overs. After a very good over from from Nglaba, things just went off the rails a bit.
Yeah, Klaas knows it. Those bounces are dipping as they get to the batter, so those are not legitimate bounces. That's just dragged down short, like you would say, to a slower bowler.
And this one is short of a length, of a good length, and it is just defended and kept out. And that's the end of the second over, 20 for 1. The run rate is now at 10 and over. Just 16 coming from that 1 over from Matsabata Class. Just not getting a length right, bowling a bit too short, and getting punished for it.
Yeah, the one ball that she did put on sort of a good length was just too wide. Capsey punished her down to the extra cover boundary. So not a good start by Masabata Class. She needs to pull this back, and it's a big test here for the ladies from South Africa. Ayabonga Kaka is there, but the strike bowlers, the other strike bowlers, I should say, Ayabonga Kaka herself is an exceptional bowler. She comes in now for the start of the 3rd over. 10 runs and over so far by England.
Can she keep
shake
things tight
there?
Bring things back as she's past the umpire. Ooh, some good exuberant movement into the right-hand batter as White keeps this one out, gets Capsey on strike. The right thing to do because she's going for it. The score is 21 for 1 now. This one was just worked to the leg side and they scampered through for a single. Ayabonga Kaka is going to definitely have to be the weapon of choice for the Proteas, the Momentum Proteas today. She comes in now past the umpire, and this one swings a bit too much, and it is on the pads, and it's worked down the leg side and runs away for 4. So much for keeping it tight. The score is 25 for 1 after 2.2 overs. And hopefully they can keep things a bit tighter now going forward. But Ayabonga Kaka won't be too disappointed with the amount of movement she's getting.
No, not at all. She started that on middle and it ended up outside leg.
As she comes in now past the umpire, and this one is just pushed down the ground, and it's cleaned up by long on. They come through for the singles, 26 for 1. After 2.3 overs. Yeah, she shouldn't be disheartened because she's getting a lot of movement. She's just got to get the line right now and trust the ball to do the work for her. As she comes in now again past the umpire. This one is outside off. Not much swing this time, and White can free her arms, and she plays away from her body but gets it over the top of the ring infield, and it just races away to the boundary over extra cover for 4. 30 for 1 after 2.4. England will be quite happy with this start. Besides losing that wicket, everything's going their way. That was not a very, it was not a very confident shot, or good-looking shot. She just swiped at it outside, away from her body, outside of stump. As Kaka comes in again, this one does swing, and it beats the keeper as it runs away to the boundary at Longstop, where it's well fielded by, I think that's more, as they come through for 2. The score moves on to 33 for 1 now, and with 1 ball to come in the 3rd over, and that is called leg bias by the umpire. And just checking that it did not touch the boundary. A fantastic stop there.
Yeah, I was about to comment that the body language in the field looks a bit laboured from the South African ladies, but that was good effort there on the boundary at fine leg.
As she comes in now, a slower ball out the back of the hand, outside off, and White tries to play it down the ground, cross batted though, as it comes, just dribbles down to Lawn for the single. And that's the end of the third over, 34 for 1. Another expensive one, going for 14 there. And over is called? Yes, over is called. And
just a rocketing start here by England, as Ravi Nair, one of the good friends of Gorilla Cricket UK and ourselves here, Gorilla Cricket South Africa on One World Sports Radio, says, "Hi guys, England going with a bowling all-rounder heavy lineup. Might they regret it? Only 2 specialist bats and one of them out already." And then he says, well, obviously not with bowling like that. And one of them so that's a good point there, because they always say you can only play as well as your opposition allows you to play what's in front of you. And 34 runs off the first 3 overs. 3 overs to go in the power play. Chloe Tryon now into the attack. South Africa need to pin England back here.
Yeah, but you think of it, it was actually just 30 runs off 2 overs, as there's a reverse sweep was played, and this one is cleaned up at short third, and they come through for a single as Capsey played a reverse sweep first up to Kovacic, and the score moves on to 35 for 1. If you take out Mlaba's first over, which was for 4, so that was 31. That's 31 overs with 2.1 overs, 31 runs of 2.1 overs, which is just shows the lack of control or a game awareness that the lady showed in those 2 overs. As Freon comes in again, this one is looped up on off stump and gets the better of Wyatt, but she keeps it out and she digs it down to long on for another single, 36 for 1. But yeah, they just lost the control, and Capsey just got the better of the better of the opposition thus far. As Freon drops this one a little bit short. Capsey rocks onto the back foot but plays it straight to cover for no run. Rukion again across the umpire. This one, she shuffles across the wicket, and there's an appeal for LBW. Obviously not given by the umpire. I wonder, are they going to go up? Because she shuffled a long way across the stumps. I think might have hit her outside the line of off.
Definitely outside the line. Tryon looking good so far. 4 balls.
Keeping things very quiet.
2 runs.
Which is fantastic. As she loops this one, drops this one, drags this one down a bit. Fantastic fielding by Bonga Kaka at square leg. And she keeps it down to the single, 37 for 1, with 1 ball to come in the over.
Save 3 runs there.
Definitely save 3 as she comes in for the final ball of the over. This one is dropped short again, and it's up and over the in-ring field, and it runs away for 4. Again, not a very attractive shot played by Wyatt, but every run counts, and the score moves on to 41 for 1, still going at over 10 and over England.
There's a lot of bounce in this wicket, and so the South African bowlers need to adjust. They don't need to pitch it quite short, quite as short as they have been, and the ball just sits up.
Yeah.
So there's something there for the bowlers. They just need to pitch it up a little bit more, a little bit fuller length, get it closer to the wickets, and maybe extract the error, because, as you said, not convincing shots, not many convincing shots so far, but good reward for England, the ball pinging off the bat. 4 overs gone, 41 for 1. Disastrous start here. South Africa would dearly love a win on this tour.
Yeah. As Mlaba comes in and another wicket first ball. over, second over. Oh, he touches on the wing and just bowls out of it off. Fantastic bowling. Caught by Chloe Tryon. And the celebration is there with the shaking of the fist. Umlaba can do no
Stand
wrong.
up. Standing ovation.
Oh, just what South Africa needed.
And Chloe Tryon also saying, yes, this is what we want to do. Non-Kululeko Mlaba, you beauty.
Oh, why? The reaction from Chloe Tryon was what came out of nowhere against.
That's what we want. Yeah, that's how we roll. So England 2 wickets down. Let me get you the figures there. So the last wicket was Alice Capsey. Caught Tryon, bowled him Laba, 25 of 17 balls, 5 fours. Strike rate of 147.05. Fall of wicket at 41 for 2.
So 25, so like 80% of a runs were wickets. Insane. As Nat Sherpa
boundaries, yes, boundaries.
Well, boundaries. Sorry, it came to the wicket. Comes to the wicket. 94 matches for her, vastly experienced as well, as she faces up to the first ball, and this one is just on leg stump, and it swept well, and it runs away for 4. Welcome to the ground. Nice juicy leg stump delivery to be swept, and it swept well, and it runs away for 4. 45 for 2 now is England. They are going to try to force to keep this run rate going, and over 10 would be the what the gambling man would say, as Mlaba comes in for the third ball. This one is dropped short, and there's an appeal for LBW, but that is definitely sliding leg side. It hit the front pad that time, which was actually outside the line of leg stump when contact was made. As she comes in, rushing through her over. 4th ball now. Again, on next up, there's a appeal for LBW again. This one's given, and the finger's gone up. 45 for 2. Oh my goodness, are they going to go up? I would go up. That seemed a bit short.
That was plumb.
Oh, they're going to go up.
And I was just about to say, Non-Kululeko Umlaba looks as focused as I've ever seen any cricket player in any format, anywhere in the world. You could see she was just focusing on her own execution. She got that first one going down the leg side. This one was on leg stump, hitting middle and leg. Let's see. Do I need to go for an eye test? Flat, squirting through off the wicket. Hits Siver on the back leg in front of leg stump. She's got her back leg bent a little bit. We're going to see if there's some bat there. The ball is flying past. There's nothing to save Nat Siver except the flap of her back leg pad. And that might also play a role. You can just about see the last little bit of the leg stump bail. That might be umpire's call. It's missing.
That's close.
It's missing leg stump.
Oh, that's a good advantage. Zoom in. That's a good advantage. Oh, that's so close. Oh,
that's why I'm not an umpire. You see.
I would have given.
There you go.
I would have given that too. That was dead. She was playing back. Oh, that was so tight. But you're right about Mlaba. She looks up for this challenge. And it's fantastic to see.
2 balls to go in the 5th over. 45 for 2.
Laba in now. This one is down the leg side, and it's going to be called a wide. And is.
So with the left arm around the wicket, she's got quite a low slinging action. She needs to pitch that ball on middle and off, I think. And that one is outside off.
Yeah, and just played to the offsides, cleaned up cover, and no run there. But yeah, she needs to. she's got the ball coming in with the angle, with the arm. Plus, she's got the ball coming in with the turn, as this one is on a middle and leg again. Just a bit too straight, and it's worked to the leg side. They come through for the single, 47 for 2. The run rate is under 10. So that is an accomplishment for the South Africans at this moment.
We'll take that. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, does it look a bit ominous out there to you too, Otto? The clouds in the background. They seem pretty high though.
Yeah, we had a look, Carla, my wife and I, at the weather prediction. It was hovering around 15 to 20% chance of rain throughout the game, as Ayabonga Kaka will continue the final over of the power play. England on 47 for 2, run rate just above 9, and Kaka will go to Nat Siver, who is on...
as this one. Oh, Pizza does not know too much about that one. Does Nat Siver pitched on Midland off, came back, hit her in front of Midland leg, but a bit too high. Nat Siver playing across the line. She's on 5 of 6, and just not knowing anything about that delivery as Bonga Kaka comes in again. This one is on a middle and off, and it is driven down. But it comes off the inside of the bat where it's cleaned up by a deep mid wicket, and they come through for a single, and the score moves on to 48 for 2 after 5.2 overs. Danny Wyatt is now on strike. Again, it's
Wyatt 12 of 7, Siver 6 of 7.
The batters are not looking convincing at all as Kaka comes in again. This one outside off, and it is swatted to mid-off where they take a cheeky single, and they come through safely in the end. There's a shot at the stumps, but it missed, backed up well there, and the score moves on to 49 for 2. But yeah, the shots and the batters have not looked convincing at all, and it's the tale of the entire series, as this one is on leg, straight down leg stump, and it is worked to the leg side, and they come back for 51 for 2 now with after 5.4 overs. It's just that the South Africa have allowed England to get away with not looking convincing at all.
50 up for England after 5.4.
As Kaka rolls a slower ball Yorker that just dips in at the end, and it's worked down too long on for the single. 52 for 2 now. Yes, the 50 up in the second over for England. That 50 came off of 34 deliveries. As this one is just another slower ball, and it is defended while there's a bit of miscommunication and some overthrows as they come through for the single. 53 for 2 after 6 now are England. Yeah, it's just that England were allowed to get away with not looking convincing at all, and we saw there was a vast improvement in the South African batting in the second T20 as compared to the first. It was a much closer game. The run rate in the power play is 3.
No, this is just a few loose deliveries, a number of loose deliveries, in fact, but also both chances taken, you have to say, from South Africa, which is much better than what we've seen so far in the white ball game for sure. So now Tucker will be into the attack, and she is a right arm off break bowler. 3 matches. This is her third. No wickets yet, no average yet, and economy of 6.67. So 6.6 repetitive. She's going to Danny Wyatt.
As this one is just looped up gently to on middle and off, and it is just punched to the offside for no run. 53 for 2 is the score. Still a non-turning spinner is, as Ravi would say, as Wyatt glances down the wicket. This one's up in the air, and it was almost stopped. A fantastic. Did that go for six? Or was it kept in play? Well, I think it went for a boundary. It went for 4 or 6. But there was a diving stop there by Annika Bosch. The boundary. Looked like she was in play there.
She ran to her right from long off or right, long 6. on.
Long on, yeah.
And the ball just evades her grasp and goes onto the boundary rope. That would be, looking at the replay, just through the thumb and the forefinger, hitting the cushion on the full. That's 6 runs off the bowling of Tucker. Second delivery of the 7th over, 59 for 2.
Would have been one for a highlight reel there. This one dropped a bit short and bunted down the ground where it's cleaned up by Annika Bosch again, and they come through for the single. 61 for 2 after 6.3 overs. Fantastic shot. Danny White just dancing down the wickets, just punching it over the top, over the bowler's head as Tucker drops this one a bit shorter and allows Shiva to rock onto the back foot and just play it down to deep mid wicket for the single. 62 for 2.
Yeah, you want to see the bowling a bit fuller on this wicket, hey Anis, because it's a lot of bounce.
And it's a soft tennis ball bounce, so the ball does sit up. 61 for 2. Sorry, I got ahead of myself early on. But it's a very tennis ball bounce, and it seems like it's a very spongy wicket. Tucker comes in to finish her over as Wyatt dances down the wicket again, but mistimes this horribly, and it just trickles into the leg side where Tucker runs through and cleans up. No run taken. 61 for 2 at the end of the 7th over.
So just under 9 runs and over. South Africa pulling this back well. England were flying after the first 3-4 overs. Despite losing wickets, they were just tonking our bowlers to all parts. But now, just shy of 9 runs and over. Still a good start by England. Only 8 wickets to go for South Africa. Can they restrict England? I think the only way they're going to limit this England attack is by taking their wickets. Because throughout the series, there's been no mercy from these England batters. And it just comes one after the other.
Yeah. But as Ravi would said, there's only 2 full-time batters in this English lineup. S class comes in now, and it is just driven to Chloe Chia at mid-off, and they do not take the run. Nat Shiva.
Dot ball.
Fantastic delivery on middle and off. That was that one as Klaas comes in again past the umpire. This one short of a length on off. Oh, fantastic bowling. This one beating Shiva as he finds the under edge of the bat onto a pad, but through the confusion manages to come through for the single. So the score moves on to 62 for 2. Again, not looking convincing at all. The English batters, but they're getting away with it and they're still getting runs on the board. And I think this is something that really can dishearten a team where you have the opposition looking like they're in trouble, but they're just getting away from you, as this one is down the leg side. And Danny White plays a sweep shot, and Mr. Umpire says not a wide, so they might have gotten some pad onto it. 62.
That's the only reason why it wouldn't be a wide. Because that was wide, but Wyatt spoiled it for England by getting something on that. Glass in again, right arm over.
Plus the umpire now. This one wide, swinging away straight to point, and there is no run taken there. 62 for 2. Great comeback by Matabata Class here. after going for 16 in her first over, just getting pounded 4 boundaries in a row, as she comes in now for the fifth ball of the 8th over, her second. Danielle White is in position, pass now past the umpire. This is cut well, and it just runs down to the boundary for 4. And just as we were praising her, she goes and bowls a loose-ish one, and this one runs away for 4. 66 for 2 now at the end of 7.5 overs. Why just a big step back, and having a lot of time to play that late cut, which just beats short third man, or short third and point. 1 ball to come. Matsubata class in now past the umpire, and a slower ball outside off, and it is swatted away. It's cleaned up by the fielder coming around from a deep cover, and they come through for 2. 68 for 2 at the end of 8 overs.
And we are joined by the one and only Coach Dave. 93. David.
Hello, gentlemen.
How are you?
Splendid. How are we all doing?
Good.
We are 68 for 2 after 8, so we will get back to you in about 12 overs on that one.
Got you. Dami Tucker hasn't started that poorly in her bowling spell.
She kept it tight, but the English ploy, going for 8 in the first over. The English ploy of just bunting everything at the beginning of an over or the end of the over to ensure that it keeps the momentum, as this one is dropped a bit short, and there is weird camera angles on middle, and it's pulled away to the offside, and they come through for the single. 69 for 2 after 8.1.
Yeah, that's a nice one. 69 for 2. Very nice.
Hey.
Very nice.
Very nice. Very good.
I'm going to take a break as Leah joins you. I'll be standing by.
Enjoy.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Leah.
Hi.
Again, there's a bit of turn, and it is swatted down the ground by Danny White, and it runs away to a long on for the single. 70 for 2.
Comfortable rotation of the strike here for the English.
Yeah. I think that's Shiver. Danny White. Oh, no, not Shiver. Dances down the wicket, lofts this one over extra cover, and it runs away for 4. 74 for 2 now after 8.3 overs.
Lovely use of the feet there. Just coming down the wicket, inside out chip over cover, and 4 runs.
She comes down the wicket again, and this one played across the line, but it's cleaned up well. Lots of juggling there at deep mid-wicket, and they come through for the single. 75 for 2. How are you doing, Leia?
I'm very well, and I have a very interesting stat after this over.
This one is beaten outside off stump, doesn't turn, goes on with the arm. Dalmataka getting the better of Danny White this time, with 1 ball to come in the 9th over. As Dalmataka comes around and lofts this one, swept out from outside off stump and put down.
Masabata class.
Putting this one down. The opportunity, just as Otto was saying, that the chances that went to hand were taken. Oh my goodness.
Half chance or full chance?
No, that was a full chance. That. Oh, am I being too harsh?
I don't know. Hello, Ravi Nair, asking, why does nobody read out my pronunciation on note on Siver? It's pronounced Siver. No, I'm going to change it to Skyver.
Yes.
Thanks.
Thank you. Much about class just rubbing, and Chloe Chuan comes in. Now loops this one outside off and playing into the covers where it's cleaned up. Okay, Leah, you're stand.
Yes, Alice Capsey making her debut today at the age of 17.
Yes.
faced 17 balls, spent 17 minutes in the middle for her 25 runs.
All the 17s. Nice.
Yes.
Lucky
But
number.
Isn't Freya the I can't remember. I just remember her first name because it's the god of Zeus's wife, Freya. Isn't she also 17 as Tuck?
Zeus's wife is Hera.
Hera, sorry. Who's Freya?
That's Nordic mythology. It's,
Nordic mythology.
It's Odin's wife.
Odin's wife, yes, sorry.
I'm afraid I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Oh! Australia drops this one short, and it is pulled and pulled well to deep with wicket for four. Oh!
Yeah, South Africa using the spin twins in tandem here, surprisingly, since it's such a green turf.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's green, but it's not coming on quickly, and it's spongy, and it is giving a tennis ball bounce. So anything that drops short just pops up, and it's so easy to hit. Because this one's outside off, a bit of a fumble in the covers, and they come through for a single, 80 for 2 after 9.5 overs.
Getting quickly, quickly through the over, yeah.
As soon as I saw Freya, I was like, yeah, okay, no, I know this. And then I was like, and then I messed it up when I'm on air. I feel so silly. It's one ball to come from this Chloe Charan over, and that's cut and straight to point for no run. 80 for 2 after 10 overs. And that's the halfway mark.
Time for a drink of water. Proudly sponsored by the government.
Yes, and I have to correct myself. Freya is not the wife of Odin in Norse mythology. She is some other member of the Vanir, I think.
Okay, there you go. And
I can't help you there, but I can relieve Anis if you want to take a break, Anis. Otherwise, I'll be happy to step back a little bit. If you want to stay on with Dave and Leah, you just tell me.
I'll pop it again. I'll take a step, just a little wee break, and then I'll be back in after about 5 overs.
Is that about a Scottish break, a wee break, or is it
a wee break? Yeah, it's a wee break.
A wee break.
A wee break. Aye.
A wee break. Yeah, wee break.
Aye. So while we have
we'll see you at the start of the second innings, Anis.
I'll drop in before then.
Anytime you want. Yeah. Cool, man. Thank you.
So,
in
the next break, quickly want to shamelessly punt. 6th of August, 5:05 South African time, so 17:05 Central African time. South Africa play the Springboks. The Springboks obviously play the All Blacks at Nelspruit. Delicious encounter because the All Blacks have dropped down the rugby rankings, and South Africa having beaten Wales. That was a comprehensive victory, but nevertheless, Otto, I know you and I will be keeping our eyes on that. We'll be commentating on those games between the group at One World Sports Radio. So tweet us as well if you want to be a part of that.
Meanwhile, we will be doing as many of the Commonwealth Games matches as we can.
Yes.
If we can get I'm going to call us the rest of the world gorilla team from now, because we have enough international representation to be the rest of the world team, the RAW team. So we'll go for all of the women's matches in the Commonwealth Games that we can, the cricket matches. We might even have a go at the sevens there, Dave, if we can loosen our chins enough to get that out. So 10 overs to go here. England chose to bat after winning the toss. They've got 10 overs to go. 60 balls. They're on 80 for 2. Run rate exactly 8, of course. Very nice symmetry there for England. Nat Siver at the crease. The captain for today, if I'm not mistaken, and the most successful bowler for South Africa, Nonkululeko Mlaba, will bowl her third. She's conceded only 10, taken 2 wickets, both wickets for Mlaba so far, and I've never seen a bowler. She literally tried to jump out of her own skin when she took that first wicket off the first delivery of the match. So if you do get a chance, go and watch that replay. She goes into Natseva, who swats this across the line down to deep mid wicket, missed by the catching fielder at mid wicket, almost a third wicket there for Mlaba, but Tamsin Brits on the boundary cleans it up, and they'll take a single, 81 for 2. And fuller ball.
And I really like opening the innings with spinners, even in white ball games nowadays. Even if it's not the leggies.
It's another dodgy-looking shot, this time by Tammy Wyatt, who just mistimes it down to long off. A mid-off would have swallowed that. 82 for 2. Mlaba round the wicket, left-handed to Siva, straight to backward point, but they do take a single. And Mlaba is really, I've never seen her this focused. She is absolutely on it. She comes round the wicket once again, abandons her run-up. Big smile on her face. And 83 for 2.
The batter there. Yeah, saw the batter coming across her stumps there and then thought, oh, I'm not ready for that one. Me holding on to the ball.
Swept powerfully by Nat Siva down to backward square leg. Only a single. Mlaba applauds the fielding, and it looks like full is the length, a fuller length on this pitch, because the bounce is just it's tennis ball bounces, and he said on leg stump, swept, mistimed once again, and backward square leg runs back. They come back for the second, but the throw is wayward, and that is a very good 2-run there. Scored by England. Siva back on strike. Just a bit of a mistimed shot. Just evading the fielder enough to allow the batters to come through for 2. Mlaba cleans up Nat Siva. She's bowled Nat Siva for 24 of 23. 86 for 3. The last ball of the 11th over. Mlaba, you beauty.
Yes.
Massive,
get in there.
Turning point in the game here by... caused by Nonkululeko Mlaba, but just getting something to stick in the wicket and go on straight with the arm. And Natseva trying to give herself room to cut away through the offside. It didn't bounce up as she would have hoped, and that will bring the fall of the third English wicket. 86 for 3, and as Otto said, end of 11 gone. So it's going to be interesting to see if Chloe Tryon, who's partnering Nonkululeko Mlaba, in spin partnership, whether she can pick up from the other end and certainly turn this game on its head.
Leah, will you give us Siva's stats there, please?
Yes, we have Natseva bowled Nonkululeko Mlaba 24. She faced 24 balls exactly. She struck 3 fours at a strike rate of 100. And this all while England women are 86 for 3 at a run rate of 7.81. So it's interesting. She was actually bringing down the run rate with her 30.
It's quite a heavy wind. It's blowing across the pitch from leg to offside as Danny Wyatt faces right-handed. Chloe Tryon left arm round the wicket, cleans up. Danny Wyatt.
Done.
Bowled by Chloe Tryon, and England are 4 down.
Yes.
One ball done in the 12th, 86 for 4. Stats, please, Leah.
Yeah, Danny Wyatt bowled Chloe Tryon 30, 47 minutes, 25 balls. 3 fours, 1 6, strike rate of 120. England women 86 for 4.
Never underestimate the power of a good Yorker.
No.
Game changer, that.
Taking a leaf out of Mlaba's book there, Chloe Tryon bowling it full, deceived by the flight, you have to say, Danny Wyatt. And this is the only way South Africa would ever be able to stop these England batters. Ravi Nair pointed out earlier that they are very very light in terms of specialist batters in this side chosen by England, but South Africa doing the job by taking the wickets. And now Maya Bouchier, is that how you pronounce it? Try on round the wicket, left arm, full on off stump, and just dabbed out past the diving mid wicket to long on by Bouchier, and she is off the mark.
Is she, I mean, like, there's Mark Boucher. Is she like, degrees of comparison, Bouchier than him? I don't know. Like, and then the next one is Bouchierist. Was that, no?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, with the I in there, it's definitely a different surname.
Yeah.
Try on full on middle and leg, and just defend it out to mid wicket, where it's cleaned up. Chloe Tryon gets the ball back. She's got 3 deliveries to go in the 12th over. 87 for 4. Tryon past the umpire, left arm round the wicket, on off stump, and just driven back to the bowler. Dot ball. Amy Jones now on strike, facing her second ball. So she didn't manage to score off the first 2 on leg stump, and Amy Jones flicks this down to long on for a single. 88 for 4. South Africa won't mind the singles, even though a runner ball will take England well past a competitive score. I would say Bouchier into the covers, straight to the fielder, no run there. 12 runs gone, 12 overs gone, 88 for 4.
Yes.
So there will be 48 deliveries to go to see how far England can set the score here. The run rate now for England, 7.3. Amy Jones on 1 off 3. Bouchier on 1 off 2. And Tryon pulling back her figures as well. She's bowled 2 now for 15. Expensive first over, but a good comeback there. And now the young Tucker will be back into the attack for South Africa. Slow right arm. Couldn't quite call her a leg spin bowler, but she's there or thereabouts. Right arm over the wicket, ball coming back into Amy Jones. She cuts this off the back foot down to a wide-ish long off for a single. 89 for 4.
According to Crick Info, she's an off-break bowler? Does she have
off-break? Yes. But she's got that wrist action. She's not a finger spinner. This one is driven back to the bowler, no run by Bouchier. She's still on 1 off 3 now. 89 for 4. 4 balls to go in the 13th. Tucker in, flighted delivery outside off stump and driven to long on by Bouchier for a single. She moves on to 2. 2 new batters at the crease for South Africa. Good opportunity here for Tucker to tuck in. 90 for 4 is the score. 3 balls to go in the 13th. As Tucker comes in, heavy wind blowing there across the crease. This one is just deflected backward of square on the onside for a single by Amy Jones. Bouchier back on strike. 91 for 4. 2 balls to go in Tucker's third over. She gets a nice flight, a very good length delivery there. Bouchier has no choice but to just bunt this out to extra cover. No run. Last ball of the 13th over. Tucker flights this one up. Bouchier tries to drive this one to deep mid wicket, but she gets a bit of a top of the bat shot, a weak shot down to long on for a single. 92 for 4. And that last over by Tucker only went for 4.
For 4. That makes her figures so far. 3 overs bowled, no maidens, 19 runs conceded, no wickets taken. But the important thing is she has an economy rate of 6.33. So that is below England's current run rate of 6.88. So not a bad performance so far, I think.
No, not at all. As England with another dot ball to Bouchier drop down below 7. Tryon round the wicket, left-handed, and beaten outside the off stump is a Bouchier by Chloe Tryon. 92 for 4. 2 balls gone in the 14th. South Africa strangling the English middle order here. Tryon round the wicket, floated up on middle and off stump, driven down the ground by Bouchier, too long on, where Anneke Bosch cleans up. Just the single.
It's an important
run rate now for England, 6.89. Very important.
Important passage of play, because that's how the 2 wickets come up. Players trying to look for solutions to a drought in runs, and how you respond is crucial. And
Bouchier finds the solution. A reverse lap sweep there. Sends excuse me, that was Amy Jones. A reverse lap sweep that goes over the head of third inside the circle, and fine of that fielder at third inside the circle by Amy Jones for 4. Good shot. Tryon into Jones once again. Full ball outside off stump, driven down to long off. A bit of a wobble there in the field by Masabata Klaas, but it's back to the bowler, and they take another 2, 98 for 4. 1 ball to go in the 14th. Tryon now bowling the last over of her spell, and that was almost onto the front pad of Bouchier, who sweeps this very nicely down to backward square leg. They come back for 2. Chloe Tryon will finish her 4 overs, 1 for 22, and that's 100 runs up for England in the 14th. Run rate back up over 7, 7.14. Jones on 8 off 7. Bouchier on 6 off 10.
So Chloe Tryon ends the night with 4 overs bowled, 1 wicket for 22 runs at an economy rate of 5.5. Still better than average, with England's current run rate being over 7. At the crease are Amy Jones, 9 runs of 8 balls, and Maya Bouchier, 7 runs of 11 balls. Their strike rates are well below the run rate for England women, who are now at 100 for 4 at the end of the 14th.
Nonkululeko Mlaba finishing her spell here. Start of the 15th, attacking the stumps, and she gets swatted down to deep mid-wicket for a single. She goes now to Bouchier. Flighted delivery on middle and leg. Flicked off her feet, down to mid-wicket, to deep mid-wicket for a single. Good rotation of the strike here between Jones and Bouchier, recognizing that they need to keep the scoreboard ticking. Run rate now for England, 7.12. Third ball of the 15th over. Mlaba onto the leg stump of Jones, who rocks back and punches it down to long on for another single. And with that excellent start, England still aiming for 140, 150 here as Mlaba continues. And Bouchier steps outside her off stump, sweeps this down to fine leg, 45 on the boundary. That's 4 runs to Bouchier. Excellent shot there, manufactured boundary. Good
Ingenuity, because she was aware that there was a gap there at fine leg, and came across to turn a ball that probably shouldn't have been swept into one that she was able to execute and get the result desired.
Mlaba left arm round to Bouchier, traps her on the crease, defended into the offside for no run. Bouchier looking disappointed. It seems like a tricky wicket to get the pace, to sort out the pace and the bounce. Lots of bounce, not a lot of pace. Mlaba onto leg stump. Bouchier swats this down to backward square leg for a single. Trisha Chetty collects the fielding. 15 overs gone. Mlaba finishes 3 for, how many is that, Leah?
Just a second. Mlaba, she has bowled 4 overs, took 3 wickets for 22 runs at an economy of 5.5 now, which is excellent. In the context of this game with the England women. 108 runs for 4 wickets after 15 overs at a run rate of 7.2.
and there's a game adjacent on one of the grass patches outside of the stadium. They've gone upstairs for the last run out, and we'll try and keep you abreast. But yes, back to the game, most important in front of us.
Yeah, so 30 balls to go, 5 overs, 108 for 4. England, 7.2 run rate so far. They still look ominous after that brilliant start.
155.
So Bongakaka abandons her run up, excuse me.
Hopefully she doesn't abandon any run-outs. Don't give up.
No, she shouldn't.
No.
She shouldn't. She should follow through on those run-outs. Yes. She's bowling to Bouchier, who is on 12 or 14. So the dispute about the fielding has been sorted out there in the stands as Kaka goes to Bouchier on off stump full and very nicely dispatched over deep extra cover for 4. That is a quality shot by Bouchier. She moves on to 16 or 15 and England to 112 for 4.
Yes,
Just
and
lifted it up.
let me just say hi to Sahil Singh, who is joining us on Facebook. And let me just shout out that you can tweet us at Gorilla SA and at that's the number 1 World SR on Twitter. You can support the stream on Patreon at patreon.com/1 the number 1 World SR. Tweet us in. Follow us on YouTube to watch the stream, and also you can just listen to the audio on oneworldsr.com.
1WSR.com. You've got that right.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah. Sorry.
So there was a bit of a mix-up there, as there was a sweep shot, top edge. Trisha Chetty thought she had a catch, appealed for the catch,
Jafta.
and then missed Sonela Jafta, excuse me, and then missed a stumping or a run out.
I think she might have come right
all
here.
Happening there. I don't know if they've reviewed this.
I think they're going to go upstairs. Yeah, I really do. I think what's happened is an attempted sweep shot. It's popped up off the pad, taken cleanly as a catch by Sonela Jafta, and then realizing, whoops, somebody's not home and dismissing the stumps. I think South Africa have picked up the 5th here, and it's a comedy of errors. That's what you could call it.
Yeah, the ball before that was a 4. And then with that mix-up, England took 2 runs. So we'll see what happens here. We see Jafta with the ball in her glove.
That's gone.
Yeah, I think
Batter well short, Leah, you are correct.
Yeah. Yes.
Stumps lighting up. Jafta lighting up the South African chances of finally a win in the series.
Yes. And that makes...
England are 5 down.
Yes. The last wicket to fall is Maya Bouchier, run out by Jafta for 18 runs. She faced 17 balls, struck 2 fours at a strike rate of 105.88.
Okay.
Yes.
I want to know.
Excellent.
Has she nicked that? Because if she has, they have to change the dismissal from run out to caught. Although she was not given out caught.
Yes, I think that's the problem.
If she's nicked that and been out caught.
There we go. There's a top edge.
Yeah. So does she not?
And it strikes her elbow or the top of her arm. Okay, we continue. As Kaka in to Catherine Brunt, who drives this to extra cover for no run, 114 for 5. Catherine Brunt, 99 matches, 504 runs, obviously not renowned for her batting, average of 15.75. Kaka into Brunt, slower ball on middle and leg, bunted out to the onside by Brunt for a single, 115 for 5. 1 ball to go in the 16th over. run rate for England, 7.26. So we see a replay here. So Bouchier swept that. She was caught. She was caught and then run out. So double play. We need 2 wickets for that one.
Yes, please. Thank you. It's the one thing baseball's gotten right.
Yeah, Kaka into Amy Jones, who steps across her off stump to the offside, smashes this straight to point, no run. 16 overs gone. 115 for 5. Some jitters there from the English ladies for the first time on this tour. Amy Jones with a smile on her face. She's going to give it a go, but 7.19 run rate. They're still in control of this given South Africa's batting form.
I want to ask a spicy question.
Go for it.
But maybe it's better to unpack it in the innings break.
Okay.
Should Hilton Moraine keep his job as SA women's coach?
No, we always want to fire the coach. Yeah, if you're coaching a South African team, you've either just been chosen as the coach or you're about to be fired.
Hold on, the man's
so
had
Tucker
the job for nearly
carries
a decade.
on full on middle and off, and it's driven confidently by Brunt down to long on for a single, 116 for 5 at the start of the 17th over. Brunt moves on to 2 of 3. Jones on 10 faces now on leg stump. Almost an LBW there, but I think Jones just got something on that. Saving Tucker the wide. Tucker now into Catherine Brunt. Outside off stump. Short. Pulled by Catherine Brunt powerfully down to deep mid-wicket for a single. Straight to the fielder. Thank goodness for that fielder there. She is an absolute class act. Catherine Brunt can walk into any team in world cricket. Tucker into Amy Jones, steps down the wicket, swats this down too long on. Ayabonga Kaka gets a hand to it, but it's 4 runs. Goes past Ayabonga Kaka at deep mid-wicket, long on. 122 for 5, 2 balls to go in the 17th. Run rate now for England, 7.32. Jones on 14 off 12. Good shot there by Amy Jones.
Could be a game changer here. Late fielding is going to be the difference here between these two sides. If England can pick up 150 here in the last 3, it's going to be a difficult one for the South Africans to chase.
Powerfully swept by Jones down to square leg. They come back for the second. And Tucker has 1 ball to go in the 17th. 1 ball to go in her stint. 124 for 5 for England. Run rate 7.37 achieved now. Amy Jones facing Tucker. Right arm over to the right-hander. Sends this one high through the air. Bounces once. Kaka lets it fumble through her fingers for 4.
Oh, no.
That was just a bad mistake by Ayabonga Kaka.
Oh,
and
that
she's
ends...
visibly disappointed. 17 overs gone. 128 for 5. Jones onto 20 or 14. Brunt on 3 or 4 will be on strike for the start of the 18th. The bounce of the wicket fooling the batters a few times, and this time the bounce in the outfield. Just getting over Ayabonga Kaka's fingers there. Just a lapse in concentration.
Yes, and that ends there Mitaka's spell of 4 overs bowled, no wickets taken, 31 runs conceded at an economy of 7.75.
Just above the scoring rate. Catherine Brunt now facing up to Masabata Klaas. Onto the leg stump, leading edge, flying through the air. Is there somebody underneath it? No. Klaas runs back, but they should be through for a single there. Not a convincing ball by Klaas, not a convincing shot by Brunt, and Klaas will now have to bowl to Jones. Masabata Klaas is bowling her 3rd over. She's already conceded 24. Second ball of the 18th over, 129 for 5. Klaas wide outside off stump as Jones steps across her off stump. And Klaas tries to follow her. and it's missed by the fielder at point, and it's 4 runs down to the point boundary by Amy Jones. Dismissive. Jones unsettling the lines here for Masabata Klaas, who hasn't had a good game so far. She's dropped a catch. She's not bowling well. And that one just past cover, in fact.
Yeah, that was poor from Klaas. She saw her come across the stumps, try to chase her. But the problem is, if you're going to do that, you've got to have protection. If you're going to bowl wide, you have to have protection sweeping on the offside. She's not done that, and she's been suitably punished.
Now, Amy Jones recognizing that Klaas isn't having a good day and just piling on the pressure. Klaas into the stumps this time as Amy Jones does the same thing, but much better outcome for Masabata Klaas. She attacks the middle and off stump, and Amy Jones is forced to scramble to cover her stumps there through to the keeper. Dot ball, gold dust, 133 for 5. 3 balls to go in the 18th. 7.6 run rate achieved now by England. Amy Jones is really repairing England's innings here. 24 of 16. Brunt is on 4 of 5.
Yes. Amy Jones has a strike rate of 164.7 at the moment.
And she gets 4 more as she steps across the stumps once again, gives herself some room. Masabata Klaas attacks the leg stump, and Amy Jones just helps it down to the 45 long leg boundary for 4.
Yeah, lovely shot there, and she's picked up a well-deserved boundary. Can Masabata Klaas pull it back here to perhaps stem the tide?
Someone just needs to go and talk to Masabata Klaas. She is better than this. Somebody just needs to go and talk to her. Just tell her to go back to your basics. Man, she's better than this. 137 for 5. 2 balls to go in the 18th. Slower ball on middle and off stump. Through the air and down the throat of square leg. Yes. That's a wicket for Masabata Klaas.
Yes! Thank you very much. Simple catch. All she had to do was swallow it. But in the end, it was all the bowling of Masabata Klaas. And I asked, is she going to be able to pull it back? Well, she's told me to shut my mouth, because that is a great way to keep your naysayers quiet. 137 for 6. Stats, please, lads.
Yes, and that takes care of Amy Jones, who was caught Brits bowled Klaas for 28 of 18 balls. She hit 5 fours at a strike rate of 155.55. So that brings in Sophie Eccleston with the license to slog.
And she can.
Basically, yes.
So 13 balls to go. 137 for 6. I think South Africa are already out of the game, given their form with the bat in this series so far, in this tour. Don't tell them I said that. Let them believe.
Believe that they can win. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, Amy Jones really put the momentum back into England's favour. Good start, fight back, and now Amy Jones's innings, and now Sophie Eccleston needs to walk back to the pavilion as soon as possible, as far as South Africa is concerned, and England just carrying on with the cricket lessons. Klaas full outside off stump, driven sweetly through the covers. 4 runs, easy as you like, by Catherine Brunt. Form is temporary. Klaas is not bowling well, but Brunt's Klaas is Klaas.
That is proper.
Yes. Proper cricket.
I'm punning like you, Coach Dave.
Absolutely, it's the way to go.
Yeah, when all else fails.
Brunt forced joke in that stroke somewhere.
Yes, there's somewhere there.
Brunt forced trauma for the South Africans.
Brunt forced trauma, yes, I like that one. 141 for 6 now, 12 balls to go. England 7.83 run rate achieved. Eccleston will face her first ball, and she's facing Ayabonga Kaka. Also looking focused.
No extras here, ladies.
These ladies have really leveled up their belief in their own ability. A few of these ladies in both teams. Kaka being one of them, as she abandons her run-up. It's a different level of play that the South African ladies have been exposed to, and few of them have stepped up. So it's going to be very exciting to see what they do when they walk onto the field in the Commonwealth Games. As Kaka goes down the leg side, Eccleston tried to walk down the pitch, and in the end, it's a victory for the batter, as Eccleston gets wide down the leg side.
As Michael Holding would say, you can't bowl Wades in the final 2 overs of a cricket match.
You can't bowl it there, man.
You can't bowl Wades.
Got to keep it on the stumps. No, that's a Scottish accent, sorry. Eccleston, outside leg stump, gets deceived there by the flight of Kaka, and the ball just gets smothered down into the ground for no run. 142 for 6. You've got to get into the block hole. No.
You can't bowl.
I'm going to stop trying. You can't bowl away. Can't bowl it there.
You just can't bowl away.
I'm going Scottish for some reason. This one is driven from outside the leg stump as Eccleston tries to give herself room, followed by Kaka, driven straight back to the bowler once again. And some banter between the two English ladies there. The young Eccleston and the experienced Catherine Brunt at the non-striker's end. Eccleston yet to get off the mark. 142 for 6, third ball of the 19th over. And Kaka fires this one in down the leg side. Another wide given.
No.
But Eccleston is moving around. Kaka is trying to follow her. Trying to get the batter to York herself. Almost succeeding there. And Catherine Brunt signaling to Eccleston that Kaka is drifting the ball in with the arm. And
she's drifting,
third ball now, finally. Driven powerfully by Eccleston. And almost a 4 down at long off. They come back for a second. And that's good fielding down at the long off boundary by Chloe Tryon. 145 for 6. Good running as well. A good shot. Eccleston is really putting the foot to neck here for England. She knows that she's got to go for it. She can't hang around. Those dot balls obviously frustrating her. Slower ball outside, off stump. Swiped across the line. Picks the gap. Eccleston gets 4. Down at deep mid-wicket. 149 for 6. 2 balls to go in the 19th.
Yeah, that boundary will certainly put pressure back on Kaka. She's bowled a number of extras and then boundaries. Oh, no.
Yeah, but she's tough going here.
Yeah, she's conceded 6 runs so far of 6 balls in a 19th over in a T20. That's not that bad. The 19th over is
all, yeah.
at the death an economy
Good point.
of that is pretty good. And
Eccleston drives this next delivery straight to extra cover, straight to the fielder. Good looking shot. Nice use of the feet. Kaka with the final ball of the 19th. Outside off stump, just inside the wide line. Eccleston smacks it down to long off, just a single, and Eccleston will be on strike for the 20th over. 150 up for England after 19.
Yes, and that ends Ayabonga Kaka's spell. She bowled 4 overs, took no wickets, conceded 33 runs, which means her economy rate is 8.25. But that 19th over only yielded 9 runs for England, which is relatively good, I would say.
Not bad.
Not bad. No, it's definitely not bad. England's current run rate is just a tad below 8, going into the 20th.
If you think about it, the 2 of those runs, so really 7, 2 of those runs were wide. So
yes,
very good over. 7 going for 7 at the death is very, very good.
So Masabata class, she's bowled 3 overs, 1 for 36. She's going to bowl the final over. Standing at the top of her mark. And she lets go of this one wide and full outside off stump and just gets enough bat on that. Just does Eccleston for 4. That was a bad start to the over by Masabata class. It was a horrible ball. It needed to be punished, and it was. She tried to bowl the cross-seam delivery onto off stump and just slipped out there for Masabata class.
Just not her day today. Being very expensive.
No, she's in the senior role here. As you see, Shabnim Ismail shaking her head, but Shabnim Ismail would shake her head at a 5-star restaurant's best efforts, I would assume. This one by Eccleston is flicked off her pads. Once again, she deceives the bowlers. She puts Masabata class off her line by moving around outside leg stump. Class follows her. She gets bat onto the ball and it goes down to fine leg. Beats the fielder inside the ring. Mlaba diving forward there. A bit of a mediocre effort there. Mlaba knows it. And it goes down to long leg for 4. 158 now for 6. 4 balls to go. Run rate now 8.17. What is the highest T20 score ever chased by South Africa, I wonder? Eccleston is now on 15 of 8. And she will face Class. And this one is onto middle and leg. Lifted over deep mid wicket. It goes high up into the air. One bounce to the fielder. And that is Tamsin Brits gets it, fires it back into the wicket. But there's no chance of a run out there. Nowhere close to the stumps. It was Laura Wolford, excuse me. Gun arm back into the wickets. Let's see. It bounced short of Laura Wolford. Klaas lets it go through. Brits almost gets her head taken off. And luckily, Ayabonga Kaka was there to back up. So 3 balls to go. 160 up for England. Klaas into the length stump of Sophie Eccleston, who lifts this one high and handsome over mid-wicket for 6.
Shot.
That is sweetly timed by Sophie Eccleston. She goes to 23 of 10. What a sweet stroke that was. Just timing.
This could be an expensive over. Yeah, And you know, I think that's one of the better things in terms of the women's game is the ability to just time things. That has helped the women's game grow. The timing of shots, you know, the bats help, but certainly timing has certainly changed the way that the women's game has. Yeah,
less pace on the ball from the bowling point of view. So you've got to pick your spots. You've got to be accurate. Klaas, wide outside off stump. Eccleston throws a bat at that, gets some on it, enough on it. Point boundary. 4 runs for England. 170 for 6. 1 ball to go.
Expensive.
Hey, nah.
Too much work. That's a plus day, and it's just it's hard to watch.
So Amy Jones and Sophie Eccleston, 50 runs between them so far, right, Leah?
Yeah.
1 ball to go. Eccleston on strike. Klaas into the leg stump of Sophie Eccleston. Lifts this one high and handsome.
That's a
6 runs.
Bang.
Push those boundary ropes back to the advertising boards. These ladies can hit 6s on this ground. Stop insulting the women. 176 for 6. 20 overs gone. Run rate 8.8. South Africa will need 177 to win.
Everyone has their off day, but
it's a proper stroke. Fantastic way. Leaves Eccleston on 33 not out with Brunt on 8 from 6. Do you want to run through the score?
Leah.
Yes, let me go through the scorecard before we talk about anything else. So, England, Netzeva won the toss, chose to bat. England women made Sophia Dunkley out for a duck, caught Wolvat, bolt Mlaba.
There you go.
I can say Lysergsäure diethylamide without any problems, but that somehow twists my tongue. Danny Wyatt was bowled by Chloe Tryon for 30 of 25. Alice Capsey caught Tryon, bowled Mlaba 25. Nat Silver bowled Mlaba 24. Amy Jones caught Brits, bowled Class 28. Maya Bouchier run out Yafta for 18. Catherine Brunn not out 8. And Sophie Eccleston not out 33. The bowling figures. Nonkululeko Mlaba bowled 4 overs, took 3 wickets and conceded 22 runs at an economy of... What?
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Okay, yes.
Nonkululeko Mlaba.
Thank you. At an economy of 5.5. Masabata Class bowled 4 overs, took 1 wicket, conceded 62 runs at an economy of 15.5. Ayabonga Kaka bowled 4 overs, took no wickets, conceded 33 runs at an economy of 8.25. Chloe Tryon bowled 4 overs, took 1 wicket for 22 at an economy of 5.5. And Delmi Tucker bowled 4 overs, took no wickets, conceded 31 runs at an economy of 7.75. England end on 176 for 6. The target for South Africa is 177.
Okay, so my question, Anis, I don't know if you heard it, around the coaching tenure of Hilton Murueng and a man who's been in the job since 2012. If it pleases the court, I'd like to state my case for why he should go. And if you feel sympathetic to my cause, fine. If you feel like you want to be antagonistic, I welcome your offering. So South African women, okay, and I'm going to point to a couple of things that concern me. So Hilton Murueng's been in the job for 10 years, has had a couple of good outings in the various competitions, come close in World Cups and similar type of situations. So props to him for that. And he's been able to develop players, excuse me, that perhaps wouldn't have gotten an opportunity, and to that I doff my cap.
Yeah.
4 things that I'm concerned about. Number 1 is the basics that are not being done at an international level. And I'm not comparing men with women, but I am comparing what should be expected from an international side. Basics like the extras that are being bowled in a game. It wasn't this game, it was one of the one-day games where there were 20 plus extras.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's a red flag for me. Not only extras, there's a couple of, the basic fielding blunders, bending on the wrong knee for a long barrier, which the long barrier hasn't been a part of the game for a long time. There are certain things that I have concerns, and we've spoken about various players that have been in the structures that I have concerns with. The Zeldi was one of them, and whatever the circumstances surrounding her exit, there were some concerns around how the basics weren't being met with her as well. I think we've hung on to players that we shouldn't have hung on to, and denied youngsters the opportunities to come in and play at the very highest level based on name. 2 that come to mind are Mignon de Priya, who hasn't scored serious runs, and I'm talking like a purple patch, for 3-4 years, maybe more. There, you can correct me on that one. And Sune Lewis, who's captain. Now, obviously, this is in the absence of of Danae van Niekerk, who's been in and out of the squad through no fault of her own. I mean, she's done well in the 100, but at an international level, she's not really been able to be consistent enough in the last 5 or so years, three to 5 years. The third thing I have is that we put too much pressure on players that do perform well. I feel for somebody like Laura Wolfhard, who has to come out every time to bat for her life type thing.
Yeah.
And she's somebody that I feel is much better and could thrive, not just do well, but thrive in an environment where she feels like other people are putting up her hands. But every time she comes out to bat, she's batting for the side. And I'll give you an example of one that stuck out to me is Shivnarine Chanderpaul and Brian Charles Lara for the West Indies team. 2 batters that every time they had to come out and score hundreds, otherwise their team would capitulate.
Yeah.
And the last challenge I have is that, okay, cool, we've been able to diversify this team, which is fantastic. But how often do we say to ourselves, we are giving players the best opportunity for success? And that points to me to the lower structures of the game. Why not, when the men have a tournament, why can't the women have a tournament?
Yeah.
Because if we want the growth of this game, we need to seriously invest. To me, it's like we can't always only go men and women when there's England, India, or Australia. It seems like if we want to be able to go to the World Cups, Commonwealth Games, Knockout Cups, T20 World Cups, whatever it may be, that we need to focus on the men and women going to the same venue. Because even if they get smashed in this tournament, in this series like they have, there's valuable knowledge that's being absorbed in this environment. But we've got to implement that. And Hilton's been in the job for 10 years, and I wonder if there's a bit of complacency and whether or not he feels comfortable enough that he doesn't really feel pressure from any other structure. I rest my case. Everybody else can carry on.
Wait, I pose this question to you. Which team has had an international coach for a decade?
None. That I can think of.
Here's your answer. So, what, like, as coach, what are his targets? If he's made his targets, fine. But for a decade, what are his targets? Or what were his targets? We don't know.
Sure.
If his target was, we need to get to the semifinals of World Cups, done. That's fine. But as you said, there's the complacency of, I've been here for a decade and I haven't. I've hit my targets, but I haven't done any better.
Yeah.
So there needs to be a change, and I think that maybe, just maybe, that we going to have to start around and maybe find one of two ways. We either find a really old school coach to get the guys motivated. I mean, like old school, like Mike Proctor, old school with the South African men's team, where they would like treat them like schoolboys in the return in 1992, or we go the other way and we get a female coach, and it doesn't have to be a South African. We start around the world for the best female, and then even for the men's team, we need to stop thinking, okay, cool, it needs to be confined to South Africa. We've learned from Otis Gibson, fine, but we need to find, why can't a guy like Stephen Fleming be brought into the system, or a Steve Wall, or I know I'm just mentioning Aussie names, but yeah, stuff like that. And I think that could be a great start. Oh, money! What was that money? And
so I think Otto has a question or a comment or a statement.
Yeah, so I think having listened to the past year or so, we've been fortunate enough to be at the ground and to have some of the professional cricket players in the domestic setup. Jenna Searle, of course, one of our commentators on this channel.
Sean Mayers,
Zimbabwean international, playing for the Gauteng Lions. and listening to their stories and the roads they have to travel, it's very different from the men. So I think
Absolutely.
it's. I don't want to say it's unfair because these ladies are professional cricketers. We do expect them to perform at the highest level. So I'm going to start by saying this as we see the batters walking out. The T20 break is quite short. It's very tough to play England in England. Doesn't matter what game you play. Darts, bowls, whatever. Those English ladies are at the top of the world. It's been very disappointing given our performance against them in the World Cup. We were, elated when we beat them in the World Cup, and that is going to be a very good benchmark, I would say, for the South African ladies. So let's focus on that, and then that Test match.
Yeah,
was absolutely phenomenal performance by the South African ladies. 9 debutantes, 9 women who have never played red ball cricket, and we were surmising or postulating that some of them wouldn't have played red ball cricket since they were in school when they were playing red cricket with boys. Okay, so I think it's a bit harsh to judge them by the same lens as we wait for the first delivery, and I'm going to hand over to Anise and David, and then with that I'll just say, if you want to replace Hilton Mooreng, who else? Because the succession planning is something that's been lacking in all forms of South African sport, especially, and we see now how well it worked with the Springboks, and I will, as Chepo says, shut my mouth while you guys take us through the first over of the second innings. The chase is on.
First ball of the
Go, you Proteas!
The first ball of the innings was outside off. There was an outside edge from, I think it's Annika Bosch was opening.
Yes, with Laura Goodall.
Yeah, with Laura Goodall, and they came through for a single, and it just flew to third. And the second ball is a fantastic delivery from Izzy Wong, short of a length, outside off, and beats Laura Goodall outside the off stump. As the third ball is about to commence, Izzy Wong at the top of a mark with a new hairdo. I see, as she comes in now, past the umpire. This one hit straight in, worked off of the hips of Laura Goodall. And they come through for 2. And the score moves on to 3 for no loss after three balls. Run a ball, that's fine. You can accelerate later. This target is... what was the highest chase by a South African team? I
was looking for that. And could not.
Izzy Wong in, and this is straight swinging back into Laura Goodall and cleans up her middle stump, and that's Izzy Wong's first T20I wicket. Laura Goodall playing all around this one, pigs back her middle stump.
Nothing you can do about that one.
That was a fantastic delivery.
Jaffa the delivery in swingy Yorker.
No offense to Laura Goodall, but she had to be a much better batsman than that to get anything. To get anything on that was a fantastic delivery. As South Africa find themselves in a similar situation to what England found themselves in at the end of the first over. The score is a 3-1 with 2 balls to come. Laura Goodall faced 3 deliveries for 2 runs, and that's the end of her England summer or the end of this tour for her. But this is, as I said at the start of the broadcast, the warm-up game for the Commonwealth Games next week.
Yes, so that's Lara Goodall gone, bowled Wong for 2 of 3 balls,
Something
strike
went
rate.
wrong.
Yes, something went wrong.
Oh, well done. Oh, nicely done. Damson Brits comes to the wicket. Oh, nicely done.
Yeah.
Oh, Stats Guru doesn't let you select South Africa women as a team for T20
That's Guru
records.
bias. As Tamsin Brits is now going to face Izzy Wong. This one is short, and it is pulled. She gets down on one leg and sweep pulls this one down to fine leg, and they come through for the single 4-for-1, the exact same score that England were on at the end of the first over, and South Africa on their way, but that's a fact. They're walking back a long way. Oh my goodness! Pitched on, coming across the pitched on middle and off and hitting middle, smack bang. As Izzy Wong comes in to finish the over, another outside edge from Annika Bosch, and straight down to third, and they come through for the single. That's injured. That's something that the South Africans didn't employ, is have a third man on the boundary during the first.
In white ball cricket, that's a cardinal sin.
Not having someone at third, but they had a short third man, and I think that is just, like you said, a cardinal sin, not having someone down at third. So yeah, the end of the first over, South Africa ahead of where England were at the same stage, but then again, the next over for England went for 16. So let's see if South Africa can replicate that. And Emily Brandt comes into the attack.
I found the highest chase by South African women. It's 174.
Oh, just on the edge of the. Oh, this is like one of the. Oh, that's too much. So South Africa
Bridge too far.
Oh, an inch too far. Catherine Brandt in now past the umpire. This one on middle and off and swinging away, and is blocked out by Annika Bosch to the offside for no run.
I want to ask a question. Is 10 years enough to build the team you want to go and win tournaments?
No. 10 years is
Not.
more than enough. 10 years is
Okay.
more. No, it's
Okay.
too much time. Sorry.
No, I'm just asking. Tweet us. Leo will go through all the Twitter.
Yes,
things and
there
Google
is nothing on social media at this time.
No, but at the end of the, I'm sure you can tell us what the various Twitter handles and YouTubes and the Facebooks, and ding the bell. That's all I know.
Brian comes in, and this one's on off stump, worked to the leg side by Bosch, and it is played to mid on for no run. It takes a cycle, so it will take 4 years for you to build your ideal team. As this one is outside off and cut down to the fielder at third on the boundary, and they come through for the single 6-for-1 is the score. You look at England. You look at the England men's team. They got knocked out in the group stages of a World Cup, and they went on to win the next one because they put
from
the entire
2015 to 2019.
they put the entire focus on the 50 over format, and they built a team where, as Brunt comes in for the fourth ball, and Tamsin Brits just walks across the wickets and guides it down to third, and they take the easy single, the release shot. So they had didn't they have different coaches for different formats as well? They didn't have the same.
At one stage. Well,
yeah.
So also the challenge I have is that if you picked a player when they were in grade 2, when Hilton started his career, he said, "I look at grade 2 players. I want to work with these. CSA, give me the budget." They would be making their debuts now, or they made their debuts when he started at 18, and now are at the peak of their careers.
Yeah. This one from Brandt is wide outside off, and Bosch has no problem cutting it beautifully to the backward point boundary for 4, as we see Laura Wolfart with her helmet on. Yeah, but then you're going to have to know that Milton Morang in 10 years' time is going to be the coach.
But you've got a plan for not being fired in the first 6 months.
Yeah, true.
I mean, at least you would have had a contract to say, I'm going to work for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, whatever it is. Like, I think Mark Barch has the same thing until 2023.
This is a short one, and jags back and cuts Brits in half and hits her in the midriff as Oh, sorry, that's Annika Bosch was on strike. It's in the midriff and it's kept out, but she's looking tough. And the score is all the ones, 11 for 1 after 2 overs.
Yes, we have Tasman Brits on 2 of 2 and Anneke Bosch on 7 of 7. And we have a social media message. Jeff Perkins says that naughty South African children are being told if they don't behave, Sophie Eccleston will give them a mauling.
Well done.
Oh, Freya Kim. Freya was the wife of Odin, not Odin. I looked it up while I was in a Norse mythology.
Yeah. She is. Is she one of the children of Odin? No, she's not. She's a Vanir. She's not an Aesir.
Yeah. This went outside off, and it is worked to the offside for no run.
She's a Vanir, which is a different lineage of gods in Northern mythology than the one that is that contains Odin.
This one is on middle and off middle and leg and a bit shorter, and it is worked off the hip, and they come through for the single. Annika Bosch now on strike, 12 for 1, 2.2. Yeah, I was reading up on that, like doing a quick skim, and I was okay, cool. Now I understand, but I don't understand the difference between the two pantheons, so I'm just gonna leave it at she's not the wife of Odin. But then they say that that Oda and Odin are very similar, linked and sometimes used interchangeably. As this one is Jags back again, but pitched outside leg, and there's a half-hearted appeal, and there is nothing there. No run, but a fantastic delivery by Freya Kim.
Yes. Now I remember why I always mix them up. Odin's wife is called Frigg.
Yes. As this one, Annika Bosch, it's in the slot, and Annika Bosch just swipes across the line to deep mid wicket, and it runs away to the boundary for 4, 16 for 1 after 2.4 overs. South Africa, and the chase is on. These two need to bat long, need to bat deep, and need to bat a bit more aggressively, I think, for them to get there. Give South Africa a chance with wickets in hand.
Yes. So the required run rate right now is a 9.32, and South Africa are going along at 6. If they can build it,
there's an inside edge, beats everything, beats the keeper, and they come through for a single. Very fortunate there from Annika Bosch, with 1 ball to come in the 3rd over. Things you wouldn't think you'd hear on Guerrilla Cricket South Africa. Norse mythology list.
Well, it's better than hearing about Sicilians all day long. Coach Dave with the shade. They know who they are. They know who they are.
It is lofted in the air by Tamsin Brits, but falls safe. And they will come back for the 2nd, and the score moves on to 19 for 1. Speaking of Sicilians, if you look at the current South African the men's team,
sure,
there isn't one player in that team. We talk about transformation a lot.
Mm-hmm. I just have to get something to drink. Sorry.
And we talk about transformation a lot. And my idea has always been that transformation starts at grassroots level. There's not one player in the South African team that comes from a former, how do we say?
Model C?
You're from a former Model C school. You say.
I'll answer that question if you'd like. I'll unpack it a little bit when you give me a gap. I know things are busy, and I wonder how soon before Spin gets introduced.
Right now, Sophie Eccleston's coming in.
Asking for some Spin. Ask me, shall receive. South Africa going along sweetly here at the start of the third.
Just got to keep plugging away and plugging away and plugging away. All they need to do, just like be the little engine they could. Sophie Eccleston in for the first ball, left arm, a slow left arm around the wicket as she comes in, over the wicket, sorry, and she comes in and it is just to the offside and they come through for the single 20-1 after 2 points.
It boils down to, in a nutshell, number of games played. And talent pool, two things. That's what I'll put it down to.
Eccleston coming in. Oh, and this one, it just darts and keeps it low. Tamsin Britt keeps it out as the score remains 24-1. That was a good delivery, just darted in, skidded through, and Tamsin Britt just managed to keep it out as she dances down the wicket now, lofts this one in the air, and it one bounce for fantastic shot from Tamsin Britt, not allowing Eccleston to stay in a groove and taking it to the spinner as this one runs away for 24-1 after 20 overs.
Freeing her arms there, Tasman Brits, making sure she got good connection on it, and the boundary is what South Africa needed in this over.
And they got the boundary early. That's, at the midway point of the over. That takes a lot of pressure off of the batters now as Eccleston comes in again, darts this one onto leg stump, but it's dug out by Brits, and it goes to Easy Wong, I think. Yeah, it seems like it's Easy Wong at mid-on for no run.
Yes, at the end of the over, I'll unpack a little bit more why but there is hope.
And a bit quicker and flatter, and it's worked to the leg side for no run.
And Ravi Nair has helpfully linked us to an article about Norse mythology in general and Freya in particular.
This one is darted in. They scamper through for a single. There's a direct hit, and they're going upstairs. But I think she might be safe.
The last thing you want is somebody with a lifted bat.
Yeah.
To get over the line and then to not have your bat grounded.
Oh, yeah, if it was the Zali, she might not have been in the picture.
No, we're going to get accused of hammering on one player.
But it's warranted in some reasons.
She's saying
just grounded.
Nothing.
Oh, that was close. That was close.
I'm saying
She's done
nothing.
enough.
I'm not saying anything. Anis Mohammed cancelled.
I'm
just gonna hide. I'm gonna hide.
Fitness test. And then
I'm gonna hide. I wasn't here. If anybody asks, I wasn't here.
Oh no. We made fun of Inzamam ul Haq for years. Just saying.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And it was deserved.
As you walk in, Tamsin Brits dances down the wicket, finds the outside edge, and it squeezes down to the boundary at third, and it runs away for 4. 29-1 is the score of 4.1 overs. South Africa just need to keep chugging along. They're doing well at this moment in time, and I'm going to try to uncancel myself.
If anyone is interested, follow at Gorilla SA. I will link you a best of Inzi runouts. Of course, it's from Robelinda, and yes, it is over 20 minutes.
This one is outside of 7 beats Tamsin Brits. All right.
It's 20 minutes of Inzi being run out.
20 minutes.
Yes,
20 minutes.
And it's only the best of.
It's like Chris Martin's batting career, like best of ducks. It's just like 40 minutes.
Something like that, yes.
As you walk in for the third ball of the over, this was short down the leg side, and it is wide.
Where's the double wide jingle when you need it?
Oh, we need jingles. We need to make our own jingles. Start singing.
Jingle Bell Rock.
Easy Wong looking very intense out there. Dropping this one short. tennis ball bounce. You can't drop it short on this wicket because it seems like it's not that hard, and the ball's just sitting up waiting to be hit. Izzy Wong full toss this time. Tamsin Brits misses out and just moves it to mid wicket, who comes around and comes up where it is Nat Shiver. Skyver! Nat Skyver!
Yes, Skyver.
Nat Skyver.
Nat Skyverson. Stuyvesant.
Woo! Where we can't advertise those things. And then
No. It's just a surname.
Okay. As Izzy Wong comes in for the fourth delivery of this over, as Brits walks across the stumps and bunts it down the ground. Beautiful straight drive. 4 runs, 34 for 1 after 4.4. Fantastic drive. Stepped well across.
Pure class there. Pure class. She's come down the wicket and absolutely punished it. Lovely shot. Marvelous.
Marvelous stuff. You need marbles in your mouth.
Should I hide again before the Australians cancel me? Hashtag cancelled. Cancelled.
Cancelled?
That's
That's New Zealand. Yes. This one is dropped short. There's a top edge, and it's in the air, and full safe, and runs away for 4. Tamsin Brits, and with the brace of boundaries. And this goes. The score goes to 38 for 1 after 4.5 over. Sorry, 1 ball to
Salt
count
in wounds. Salt in wounds, because it's an opportunity that's gone a begging, and then you get 4 runs on top of it.
Yes.
Easy Wong.
And it was to the debutante Freya Kemp as well, who puts in a dive and misses straight through everything. That's so dangerous, diving forward like that. I've gotten a ball to the face once, and
or a broken finger if your fingers jam in the turf.
As you walk over this one, shaping away, they come through for the single, and the score is 39 for 1 after 5.
Yes, we have Tasman Brits on 23 of 16 at a strike rate of 143.75. Anneke Bosch on 13 of 11 at a strike rate of 118.18. And Izzy Wong has now bowled 2 of her possible 4 overs. She's taken 1 wicket for 19 runs at an economy of 9.5. South Africa are going along at 7.8, while the required run rate is 9.2.
Still early days. South Africa just need to keep plugging away at this and give themselves a chance by having wickets in hand. But the middle order looks a bit suspect without the likes of Marizon Cup there as the finisher. Or as I like to call her, Atlas, because she carries this team on her shoulders.
And he's proving my point earlier about players being put under pressure every game.
Yeah.
Thanks, Denise.
Yeah, the switch is outside off, and there is no run. It's just taken by the keeper, who's standing up to the stumps now to prevent Tamsin Brits from dancing down the wicket as she has been in the past couple of overs. Just gonna keep my head down and all the deliveries don't. Right now, the top of a mark. Coming in, this one is straighter and it's lifted over the top of mid-on, and it's running away to the boundary, and it's 4 more for Tamsin Brits. She is having a purple pad for once. It is now the South Africans that are not looking that convincing, but getting away with things. And as we saw at the beginning of the English innings, where the batters didn't look all that convincing, but they were going at 10 and over. So maybe there is I think I've just jinxed it. So maybe there is a change in fortune now at the end of this T20 series. I've got my
Consulate.
This one outside off and just played back to the bowler. I'm gonna have to sit like this now. Just stroke this in.
You're gonna get an email from HR if you keep coddling that animal.
Oh.
Inappropriate content. Don't be surprised.
Why is Gorilla Cricket so in with the furry community? As this one comes back in, and there's a big appeal for LBW, but the umpire is
height.
Right
Maybe?
outside, hit it outside off. I think. Hit it outside the line of off. That's Diver. He's having a deep conversation. Are they gonna go up? Timer's gone. Too late. If you wanted that, if you were that confident, you would have pulled a Vernon Philander and run past the back.
Oh.
Don't turn your back on the arm.
And hit outside the line, I think. And it was the leg break. It was a leg cutter as well, so it was moving away from the right-handed Tamsin Brits. As Brent comes in for the fifth ball of the over. This one is short.
Ow!
Is it a pinger? No.
No, but I'm into
Jones. If I'm Amy Jones, I'd be upset.
Listen to me. That is a world-class take behind the stumps. That is incredible. To take a bouncer up to the stumps. Oh. As Jamie Oliver would say, pucker.
But have you watched Uncle Roger? Talk about
I
Jamie
have,
Oliver.
Yes. For
That
you.
that ball had more spice on than anything Jamie Oliver's ever made. And then I'm getting cancelled. And this one is a
Double cancelling.
Double cancelling. They come through for the single. And the score moves on to 44-1 after 6. Cancelled by so many people. Let's get any cancelled in this episode of Gorilla Cricket.
Hashtag cancelled by.
Let's be real, cancel culture is not a thing.
Yeah.
Jeepers. Oi! Oh, could be going in any direction.
Yeah, it's hanging in the balance right now. But South Africa just needs to keep plugging along and give themselves a chance. I keep saying that because it's true. And we might see a record chase here. Oh, dang it. Again.
It would be a record chase. It wouldn't be the highest score they ever made, though.
Yeah, didn't they score 200 recently?
Yes,
Against the West Indies?
205 for 1. It was against the Netherlands.
Oh, Netherlands.
Netherlands, the Dutch. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. As Glenn
Dutch oven
comes
cooking
in-
is delicious.
The waffles are amazing. That's Belgium. But as this one is a bit flat, it's flat and quick, and it has the beating of Annika Bosch, and they come through for a single though. Did that come off the keeper?
Yeah, and he's trying to get cancelled by somebody else. It's like you're trying to go for the bingo of cancellation.
This one is outside off, and it's just worked into the offside. It's cleaned up by middle for a single, for no run. Sorry, 45-1 is the score.
Aren't stroopwafels stroopwafels? Aren't they Dutch?
Yes, I think they
There
are.
we go.
I think
Stroopwafels.
they are. Yes. But the Belgians also have very excellent waffles. Completely different than the Netherlands, but excellent. The thick, it's the thick waffles.
Yes, as opposed to those thin ones. As
Yes.
Elise continues to remind us that there's a game of cricket on as we discuss confectionery and Norse mythology.
Beats the outside, beats the batter outside off. She's down the track, and the keeper tries to stump her, but just throws the ball at the stumps, and there is a bit of overthrow, so they come through for the single, 46-1. Oh, Amy Jones just couldn't get there in. Was worth
A bit of a scrambled attempt there, and then the run on top of it. South Africa nearing that half-century mark, but whether or not this game goes anywhere in in which the South Africans will find themselves victorious. He's yet to be seen. Maybe they can channel Banyana.
Oh, that was we haven't brought that up as that's what is swept to the deep backward square boundary, and they come through for a single 48-1. Banyana winning the African Cup of Nations.
Yes, so that takes South Africa to 48-1 at the end of 7 overs. Anneke Bosch is 15 of 16, and Jasmine Brits is 29 of 24. The current run rate is 6.69, and the required run rate has now crept over 10 at 10.05.
Coach, you going to take over ball by ball?
I can do so. I'm slightly ahead. So first 2 balls of the over, the 8th over, and it's leg buys signaled. Yeah, South Africa 49-1 in the 8th. Sorry to jump ahead like that.
No problem.
I've always been ahead. Trying to overachieve these things. Brits on strike to face Eccleston. Reverse sweep, and this one goes down to 3rd. They scream for the first, hoping for a second there, and it looks like they'll get there comfortably in the end. It's good running. That's the importance of running that first one really hard. It gives yourself the opportunity, as Kemp does the fielding, to apply for that second run like a tender in South Africa. Yeah. Salt. Right, so Brits continues her march here. She's 31 from 25. South Africa 51-1, bringing up the 50 with those last 2 runs. Eccleston again the victim of a reverse sweep. There's a half-hearted shot from behind the stumps, but they'll only get a single as there's a fumble by Kemp at backward point. So 1 run there, 52-1, 2 balls remaining in the 8th.
Looking good so far.
Yes.
They just got to keep building this partnership, and then have maybe start going at it from maybe the 12th. You think 8 overs is too long?
Eccleston into Bosch, who hoofs this across the line. Boucher does the fielding at deep square, and they just get 1 for it. 53-1, and 1 ball remaining in the 8th. South Africa's target of 177. Currently going at 7, so not horrendously far away, as we see images of Laura Wolfart in her kit ready to go, but she's got a jersey draped over the front of her to keep her warm. Eccleston to finish the 8th, and this one is just bunted into some vacant land at where perhaps Kyle Corner, if it was in the ring, makes the collection. So 8 gone, 54-1.
Yes, and Jasmine Brits on 33 of 27, Anneke Bosch on 16 of 18. The bowlers are Sophia Eccleston, 2 overs, no wickets, 11 runs at an economy of 5.5, and Sarah Glenn, 1 over, no wickets, 3 runs at an economy of 3. And South Africa are currently going along at 6.75, while the required run rate is 10.25.
Excuse me.
Yes,
thank you. 50 partnership as well for these 2 in that last over. So a crucial stake in the ground for the South Africans as they try to drag themselves through the proverbial desert of this series. It's been a hard graft for these ladies. But there'll be a change of bowling to begin the 9th. It's Kemp. She goes left arm over the wicket, very wide, and slashed away, but only finds the cover fielder, as Brits is the one who was facing up to that one. Nearly a wide first up. If she'd left it, would have been a difficult take for Jones behind the stumps, but she's kept on to that one.
Did you see Quinton de Kock's comments about the amount of cricket?
Kemp in again. This is short, and down the wicket comes Brits and gets cleft in twain. That's how you get your heart restarted. Like this. What do you call them? The defibrillators.
Yeah.
That's smarts.
Don't rub it. You don't want the bowler to see it. Oh, just taking a bit of in the breadbasket.
Yeah, not ideal. Dead ball, not dodgeball. Dead ball, as Kemp removes her run. I'd love to hear your thoughts about the amount of cricket from both of you, and whether it is too much indeed, or whether they actually want to just play more cricket. As this is a screamer single, nearly a run-out chance. And Brits is home safe as South Africa get to 55 for 1 around. Whether the players are complaining that they're playing too much cricket in general, or they're just not playing enough lucrative cricket.
I think it's.
Now I'm asking the hard questions.
I think it's the lucrative cricket, because what's the shelf life of a cricket? 36? 37?
Even that is a push. I mean, 34 you could be on the way out if your stats aren't good enough. This is good shot from Bosch. She's just cut it away through the offside. Gave herself room on the leg side, but toe-ended it as they get through for 1. 56 for 1 now.
So sports is a weird thing, because for the majority of other things, once you get to your mid-30s, you are basically in the prime of your career. And it's weird that at that age you're in the twilight of your career when it comes to sports. So they need to cash in as much as possible. So as you're saying, it's not the amount of cricket they play, it's the amount of lucrative cricket they play.
Oh, it's a full toss, and the most awkward looking, I don't even know what to call it. It's like a French cricket shot. She kind of just put her bat there, and almost like when you're trying to give coaches catches or something. I don't know, it didn't look pretty. There was a question about whether or not it was was actually a no ball.
No ball.
An umpire not phased, but it was more like a, catching practice shot.
It was.
Kemp in again, short and cut away, and she's been stumped.
Oh dear!
Down the wicket, try to get the best of Kemp here, and lightning hands from Jones behind the stumps means that South Africa have lost their second. Bosch is out stumped. South Africa 57 for 2.
Unfortunate. Bosch was really looking good and looking dangerous at the crease there, but maybe just getting a bit stuck as she was finding it difficult to get going again.
So, Anneke Bosch is out stumped for 17 of 20. South Africa 57 for 1.
2?
2 for 2. Sorry. Of course for 2. Frekamp has 2 overs, 1 wicket, 11 runs, an economy of, it was an update,
splendid bit of work though with the gloves from Jones.
Yes.
You saw that one where she took the bumper standing up to the stumps, and then this piece of glove work is something that every wicketkeeper will be happy with. Right, end of the 9th, South Africa 57 for 2, and we'll see who continues with the bowling. Izzy Wong's been expensive, the most expensive. Everybody else going pretty much 5.5, besides Sarah Glenn, who's been going at 3. So I think they might give Izzy Wong a bit of a break, perhaps until the back end, and try and see if she can find a wicket in the back end of this game. 11 overs to go. What do we think of South Africa's chances of pulling off a victory here?
heist.
A heist. Right. It's going to be a heist. It would be a heist if they do it. But,
it would be.
Siver beginning a new over. This is into Bosch, but just cleft her in twain as Laura Wolfart makes her way to the crease.
I think it's all going to depend on Anneke Bosch. Tamsin Brits, sorry. It's all going to depend on Tamsin Brits if she can kick on and if Laura Wolfart can help her get there. So these two need to
unconventional shot from Bosch and eventually called wide. I thought she may have gotten a glove or something on it, but wide down the leg side is Natseva flashes a smile to the umpire, hoping to persuade him otherwise. But no, she's not gotten anything on that. This has gone through to Jones. Right, in again comes Siver. It's a bouncer, and it's a horrendous bouncer. It's gone down the leg side. She's been fortunate that Jones has gotten a hand to that. That was a howl of a delivery, and it's one for the over.
Again, great keeping from Jones.
It was a nasty delivery.
It was.
Yuck. It's like when you drink sour milk. That's the same feeling that I have. It's like, no. That wasn't good. Right, Siva in again. Hopefully she doesn't bowl wide this time. She doesn't, and it means that Brits can walk across the stumps and just guide this down to deep backward square. And I wonder if they've picked up 2 there, because they have. Great bit of running there. There was a casual effort in the field there at deep backward square. Nobody wanted to really take the ball. No, you have it. No, you have it. As South Africa were able to capitalize on the complacency in the field. Right, 2 balls gone in this over. Let's see how Siva goes. 2 legitimate balls. This one is line and length and just bunted into the offside as they steal one to first base. 1 run. Wolfart will now be on strike.
What? Wrong sport.
I had to go to baseball. Line drive up the left field.
Yes.
That's foul ball.
And it's a double play by the Houston Astros. Right, Siva, 0 for 5 from 3. Here she goes. Top of Wolf, and Wolfart is like Lurpak butter and just is creme de la creme as she tops this off and knocks this onto the onside for a single.
By the way, Boston Red Sox fan, just saying. And then
Boston Red Sox. What?
I should have said that when messages on the mothership asked what would you do. You can wave a magic wand, change one thing about cricket to make it more exciting. I should have said it needs an infield fly rule.
This one is smashed away through the covers. Dunkley with an effort there in the outfield, but not an opportunity that she will want to see. Once again, it was a back of the hand delivery from Siva, catching the leading edge, and that's a parachute in cricketing terms, because you've allowed it to drop short instead of taking it on the full. She's trying to deflect it away from the bounce, but that's a parachute, my friends. Right, Siva to try and finish this over. Slow ball once again, and the most elegant front foot you'll ever see from Tasman Brits. End of the 10, halfway through the innings, 67 for 2. Double plays. I'd like to see double plays in cricket.
Yeah.
Nope. Nope. But an infield fly rule would be a game changer. Literally, an infield fly rule.
And time for a substitute. I'm gonna have my as Otto, the Ozmaster Simon, and Jenna, the legend, step into the room. Tweet us at OneWorld GUERLIAS. I don't know. Gorilla like the fighters. I'm out.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm out as well. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
Until the next time. Bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen.
I'll pop in again at the 18th so we can have a conversation.
Yeah, sure.
You do that. You do that, Anis. We'll be glad to have you. Oh, geez, this has been amazing banter and chatting so far. Jenna, have you been listening?
No, I haven't. I got home just over an hour ago from my own cricket practice, so I've just been trying to catch up on some of the things on TV.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Jenna Searle is with us. Jenna, it's been difficult to watch, and a bit more towards their potential. The ladies have been playing tonight. Not quite as far off the mark as the previous 2 games, I would say, or the previous games in the series. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely better. I think the 2 wickets that we got up front, and Nkululeko Mlaba, I think definitely bowled out of her socks, career best figures of 3 for 22 in her 4, I think that was. But then England just took it away from us there. I think that excitement that started up in the beginning of the innings just kind of like fell to pieces a little bit. But that's how it goes. And the English women managed to take full advantage of our missed lengths, missed lines. And now we're picking up the pieces.
67 for 2. a dot ball to start the 11th over. Which would you prefer, ball by ball, or would you like to relax and talk?
Can I go ball by ball?
Yes, go for it.
Cool. Sarah Glenn in for the second ball of her second over. It's just full outside the off stump. Tasman Bridge tries to defend that off the front foot. Gets a bit of an inside edge. And it doesn't go anywhere near off the square. It's a dot ball. She goes in for her third ball of the over. Taz goes on the sweep. It's a bit of a bottom edge there. It goes out to deep backward square leg. Sophia Dunkley does the fielding there. They go through for a single, which will put South Africa's best batter on strike, Laura Wolfhard. She's on 2 off 2.
She's the key here for South Africa.
She definitely is. Facing her third ball, she goes on that very glorious looking cover drive. She double steps, comes down the track to Glenn and just plays that out to the cover sweeper. She gets a single, 3 of 3. Score 70 for 2. South Africa need 107 runs from 56 balls. Tasman Brits looking really great. She's got 43 of 38. 2 balls left in the over. Tasman comes down the pitch again, this time trying to go across the line. And once again, just missing that a little bit, crashing into the pads. But there was a bit of an inside edge, and that doesn't go anywhere. Last ball of the over, Sarah Glenn, this one back over length on off stump. Tasman Bridge rocks onto the back foot and plays this out to the fielder at a cow corner, deep mid wicket. They get through for a single, which will put Tasman Bridge back on strike for the next over. She's on 44 of 40. Wolfhard on 3 of 3. South Africa 71 for 2, need 106 of 54 balls.
So I was obviously not following the women's game so closely. I was quite surprised to hear that Sarah Glenn is in the top 2 or 3 of the women's T20 bowlers rankings. She's playing her 29th match today. She's got 36 wickets. 3 for 15 is her best. Average of 15.4. That's insane.
That is pretty good. I also didn't know that she was so high up in the rankings. But we do have a bit of a bowling change.
I might be corrected, but I heard that mentioned on air in the build-ups and during the last match.
Cool. So we have Alice Capsey into the attack here. She bowled her first ball of her first over to Tasman Brits, and it was just a dot ball. They tried to go through for a quick single, but Lord Wolfhard had to scamper back to the non-strikers end. Comes down the track, Tasman Brits. Soft hands out into the covers. Catherine Brandt doing a little bit of a chase there. Get through for a single, and Tasman on to 45 or 42.
Yeah, so we were chastised for the pronunciation of Natsiva and Tasman Brits, not Tamsin Brits, as you correctly pronounced that.
Laura Wolfhard dancing down the track to Alice Capsey, and she plays this out to long on. Sophie Eccleston doing the fielding there on the boundary. They go through for a single. Laura, 100% strike rate. She's got 4 of 4. Capsey so far 2 in the over of her 3 balls. She's racing through. 4th ball of the over. Tasman tries to go inside out, but finds the fielder at mid-off. Izzy Wong there. 1 bounce to her. She just gets that back in. No run off that. It's over so far, looking quite decent.
Capsey taking a leaf out of the Pakistani bowlers, spin bowlers, having that stop in her action. Every now and then.
Yeah, not every ball, maybe the slow ball. Tasman Bridge just leans onto the back foot and plays this one out to long on. They go through for a single. Quite a quiet over so far, just 3 from it, 1 ball remaining. The South Africans score 74 for 2, needing 103 or 49. Do you think this is possible here, Otto?
We have to believe, Jenna, because these ladies have to take something else except the test match performance from this tour. Single down to long on. Yeah, 75
down the
for
track
2.
quite nicely. She's using her feet very nicely towards the spinners today. Lots of intent towards the ball, looking to be aggressive against them, which is a bit of a change. Previously, Laura was quite hesitant to play against the spinners, kind of staying on the back foot and just defending. But this looks really good from her so far. Her 5 of 5, well deserved.
Now, and this pitch has rewarded bowlers that pitch the ball up, closer to the stumps. The ball tends to sit up if it's closer to the middle.
Yeah, she uses her feet once again, and this time plays it out into the covers. But Maya Bouchier on the cover boundary there gets it back into the bowler Sarah Glenn. But the batters do manage to get through for 2. So Laura's score goes to 7. The team total 77. Glenn into Laura again. She uses her feet nicely, but finds the fielder at long off. Catherine Brandt go through for a single. Laura nice and aggressive, but just not able to find a boundary option so far in her innings.
Story of the series, not finding the gaps. South African players being taught cricket lessons.
Tasman Brits goes on the sweep. It's lofted, but one bounce to Danny Wyatt, who's at cow corner. Just for a single, it was a high risk, potential high reward shot there for Tasman Brits, as it was outside the off stump, but managed to get full bat on that. And lucky that it bounced before Danny Wyatt there on the boundary. Laura using her feet once again, this time dragging the ball across the line, and she finds the gap between long on and cow corner. Izzy Wong and Danny Wyatt just not able to cut that one off, and that will be her first boundary. Laura Wolfhard, 12 of 8, looking very aggressive, very attacking. I'm loving the use of her feet, and finally found the gap.
Thank you.
Sarah Glenn into Laura Wolfhard. This time no foot movement at all. Takes a wild swipe at that one. It was short and wide outside the off stump. But just letting that breeze past the bat, going through to Amy Jones. Uses her feet well. Now last ball of the over, and just finding that fielder Catherine Brandt at long off. And, which will put her back on strike for the new over. Tasman Brits on the non-strikers end is on 47 of 45. Laura Wolfhard 13 from 10. South Africa 84 for 2, needing 93 from 42 balls. And Mignon Duprier anxiously standing on the edge of the boundary, waiting to come into bat.
Yeah, so if you weren't with us earlier, where the hell have you been? We saw that the English ladies were able to exploit some release shots, some wayward deliveries from the South African bowlers. Nonkululeko Mlaba will remember this day because she has got phenomenal figures. Sophie Eccleston into the attack. Left arm round the wicket. Appeal for LBW. Given!
Oh, Laura trying to go on the lap to take that over 45's head, but just missing the bat completely and crashing into the front pad. And
that might have struck her outside the line. That's the only thing I can think of.
Are they sending
Looking
it up?
at it. Laura appealed. She's got a wry smile on her face, a look of resignation almost. I think she knows she's gone. Eccleston round the wicket, left-handed, pitches on, middle and off, and oh no, that strikes her. We can see the leg stump and the middle stump as this ball strikes her on the bottom of the roll of the front pad. No bat, no bat, no bat, no bat, just bad. Oh, that's about as plumb as you can get, you know.
Yeah, it definitely does look very.
That's a dream delivery for a spinner. I thought it struck her outside the line, but she was well in front of the stumps.
Yeah.
Wolfhard is gone. 84 for 3. 93 needed from 41. The end of the tour. 1 foot on the plane. As they say, 13 Laura Wolfhard scored off 11 balls. She's caught LBW by Sophie Eccleston. And those 2 innings by Sophie Eccleston, and I think it was, let me just check, but 2 of the English ladies just took the game away from South Africa with some audacious hitting, just don't care bear type of hitting, and they just got away. This is not looking good for South Africa. Now is the time for a heroine, a savior.
Yeah, hopefully that comes in the
Somebody
form of
needs to step up. Yeah.
She's at the
She's
crease
done it
now.
before.
Yeah,
She's done it before.
has.
Maybe last dance type of stuff to backward point.
Quicker delivery, Sophie Eccleston really just playing with her pace, which is something the South African batters have struggled to pick up, that change of pace from the spinners, and I think potentially one of the main reasons the South African batters have struggled so much with the spin. This time she gets full bat on that and finds the inner circle gap, but Sophia Dunkley on the boundary, cover sweeper, picks that one up. They get through for a single. Mignon du Preez 1 off 2. Tasman Brits on strike now. 3 balls left in the over. She's on 47 of 45. Something spectacular needs to start happening. Eccleston to Brits. This one full on off stump, and she goes on the lofted straight drive. Catherine Brunt on that long on boundary, just collecting that one, getting it back to Sophie Eccleston. She'll go through for a single and score 86 for 3. 91 of 38 needed. 2 balls left in the over.
It looks like Brunt regretted throwing that ball as hard as she did.
Mignon du Preez now finding the inside half of the bat, and the ball just trickles out to mid-wicket. Sophie Eccleston doing the fielding off her own bowling. And they go through for a sneaky six.
It was Amy Jones, 28 of 18, and Sophie Eccleston, 33 of 12, who effectively scored a 50 of 40 balls to put England in the position they're in now.
Yeah, pretty much.
And now she's bowling us out of the match as well, Eccleston.
Just the single off the last ball of her over there, which put Tasman Brits on 49. She'll be on strike for the first ball of the next over, looking to convert that into a half century.
Look, Tasman Brits can blitz this game. She just needs somebody at the other end to give her the confidence to do that. Maybe Mignon du Preez can do that. 89 of 36. This is more than a run a ball now. Almost 3 runs a ball. Or edging up towards. Izzy Wong back into the attack. Good move here by Nat Siver. Get your strike bowler on. Pressure is on South Africa. Full on South Africa. They need to find a way to score runs.
Yeah, Izzy Wong, a very exciting bowler. She comes in past the umpire. This one, a slower ball Yorker, as Tasman Brits just chips this out to the field at long. And that will bring up her half century. Well deserved. The batter who came out of the vengeance. She was dropped after the Irish tour. And it came back now in this last T20 match against England. Has really shown who she is and what she's capable of. And this could potentially mean something going forward the next couple of games into the Commonwealth Games, hopefully. I do believe she should be in the T20 lineup. Thanks, ball. Mignon du Preez. This one just goes out to square leg, but Sophia Dunkley's safe hands gets that in off one bounce. She'll go through for a single. Mignon du Preez looking in good nick so far, timing the ball quite nicely. Score 90.
It's almost a replay of that semi-final against England in the World Cup earlier this year, where South Africa were just about looking like they could get there, and then in the end, not so much.
Yeah, Tasman was trying to use her feet to Izzy Wong, but Izzy just changing the length there, making it back of a length, so she had to go cross back through that one, but gets it out to the mid-wicket boundary for 151 of 49, South Africa 91 of 3.
They need 86 from 33. Big overs needed here.
Very big overs needed indeed. Fourth ball of the over. Izzy Wong to Mignon du Preez. She goes with a long handle, but long on is up. Yes. And she gets that past the fielder. That'll go for 4. Mignon du Preez on 7 of 5. South Africa 95 for 3. You need 82 from 32. And these are the type of shots that the South African momentum Proteas need to be playing, beating the fielders, finding the boundaries. And this could be a turning point.
Good reaction there from Tasman Brits, ducking down as Mignon du Preez almost took her head off. Lovely stuff. More of that, please.
That one really well. This one full outside the leg stump, but Mignon du Preez just tapping that out to mid-wicket for a single. One ball left in the over, score 96 for 3. South Africa need 81 from 31 balls. Tasman Brits on strike for the last ball of Izzy Wong's third over. Her figures 1 wicket for 27. She got Lara Goodall in the first over of the game, clean bowled.
Now, what an awesome delivery there.
Yeah, it was quite unbelievable. Going on the reverse lap, but there is a fielder at short third man. Interesting why she chose that shot, Tasman Brits, but she gets away with it. There is a bit of a run-out opportunity, but Izzy Wong just fumbling the ball as it gets to the non-striker's end stumps. They get through for the single in the end, Tasman on 52. That's the end of the over. Izzy Wong's figures 1 for 28, South Africa 97 for 3.
Yeah, 15 overs gone, 5 overs to go, and that is not the first time that Tasman Brits has played that shot. So that's like I don't know how you describe that. It's like trying to, I don't know.
It's almost like a
shovel.
She switches her feet and then tries to shovel it, but it's not short enough. Anyway, that's a right arm over to Tasman Brits, this time staying in her crease and playing in front of the wicket. Slaps this out to long on for a single. 98 for 3.
So for those of you who are listening, that's like, no, I don't know. Words fail me.
It's not conventional, and it's not pretty,
not at
but
all.
She did get bat on it.
Yeah.
Just a single, though. Dot ball to Mignon du Preez as she tries to go straight down the wicket, but not connecting it too well. Natsova doing the fielding off her own bowling. Yeah, interesting that she chose that shot as well.
79 from 28. Needed. Mignon du Preez on strike.
Changes her angle, steps wide outside the leg stump, gets bat on it, plays it out to long on. Natsova bowling perfectly to her field as each shot that the Momentum Protea batters have played. Just going straight to that fielder. Goes for a single. 78 from 27 needed. One more to get to 100, score 99. Natsova into Tasman Brits, and she goes, steps outside the off stump.
Run ball.
And there's a paddle sweep past Sarah Glenn. There's a bit of a misfield, and she chases that out to the boundary. Momentum Proteas get through for 2. Tasman Brits gets through for 2. Score 101. It's the 100 mark for the Momentum Proteas. Yeah, a misfield there, but it was hit quite hard straight towards Sarah Glenn. Just bobbles over.
That was hammered into Glenn. She saved at least 2 runs there. Definitely saved a 4.
Her body behind the ball. Excellent keeping by Amy Jones. Natsova goes for the bouncer. Tasman Brits caught by surprise a little bit, just lets that one go through. Amy Jones has been brilliant so far today. She's been standing up to all the seamers and really really very impressive. Tasman Brits coming down the wicket to Natseva, slaps this out to long on Natseva, the cow corner. Natseva doing the fielding there, just get through for a single. It was hit hard towards Catherine Brunt, but in the hands and out the hands quickly. And, only an opportunity for a single. That's the end of the over. The score 102 for 3. South Africa needs 75 from 24.
Yeah, for me, that's been the difference so far today. The English batters were fed easy deliveries to release the pressure, and nothing at all coming from the English ladies so far in this innings. South Africa being made to work hard for every single run, finding the fielders. So very difficult at this point. A miracle needed here.
Yeah, definitely. Sarah Glenn to Tasman, but she goes on the sweep, goes straight to the fielder at deep square. Sophia Dunkley doing the fielding, getting that into Amy Jones just for a single. Tasman Brits 57 or 55. Not fast enough. Mignon du Preez going on the lofted cover drive that goes over extra cover's head, but Catherine Brunt blitz as she goes from long off to cut that one off. They go through for 2. Mignon du Preez on 11. Score 105 for 3. But this attacking energy, the intent of trying to find that boundary is very exciting. Mignon du Preez, she gets this one away. It's on her legs, and she makes sure that she gets as many as possible. That raises away for 4. Danny White putting in a dive at the deep mid-wicket boundary, but Mignon du Preez timing that one beautifully, and it just races past her.
Dancing down the wicket, getting to the pitch of the ball, and just placing it to perfection. Well done, Mignon.
Yeah, that's the experience that she has all the potential to use, but now she hits this one straight into the hands of extra cover. Alice Capsey takes the catch at shoulder height, and Mignon du Preez, excellent intent, but unfortunately she's not able to finish out the innings here today.
Yeah, she steps outside her leg stump, trying to go up and over. She connects the shot well, but just to the left shoulder of, what is it, extra cover or mid-on?
Yeah,
but easy catch there. And Mignon du Preez goes 15 of 11. She was caught by Capsey off the bowling of Glenn. And that is going to bring Chloe Tryon, the hero.
Yeah,
Can she do it again? Can she do it
Anything can
again?
happen with Chloe Tryon at the crease.
68 from 20 balls needed for South Africa. Run rate required of 20.4. Jenna, they need to end this tour on a high, and they've been fighting throughout. There's been little glimmers of hope here and there after that test match, which was absolutely phenomenal. Just the way the ladies performed in that test match as Glenn goes into Tryon.
It's full on leg stump and defended by Chloe Tryon into the covers for no run. Face the next one as well, Sarah Glenn. This one back of a length on off stump, trying to get it away off the back foot is Chloe Tryon, but finding that fielder at cover on the inner circle. 68 needed from just 3 overs. South Africa on 109 for 4. Chloe Tryon, the stand-in captain for Sune Luce at the moment. She's at the crease with Tasman Brits. The player who flew in a couple days ago from South Africa dropped after the island tour. And back with vengeance.
Well, she's done well so far. I mean, with Chloe Tryon there, you never know. Why are we playing against somebody named Kemp?
That is 17
galling.
years old. bowled 2 wickets, 2 overs.
Okay, all
1
right.
wicket.
Okay, so she's no, she's fine. She can play for
She's
England. That's okay.
Yeah. She's in the young left arm seamer, and
Go
left
ball.
arm over. Tasman Brits takes a wild swipe at that, and that will go thick outside edge. Natalie Siver does the work out to the boundary there. They go through for 2. Tasman Brits on 59, the team total on 111. 17 balls to go, 66 needed. And with this potential intent that Tasman is showing, really anything is possible. But the English team just too good so far. Kemp to Brits, it's full on the off stump. She tries to go over long on, but finds the very safe hands of Sophie Eccleston. And that'll be the back of Tasman Brits. She scored 59 of 57, a wonderful innings. Just trying to accelerate in these last couple of overs, but just not able to be too successful. Back of a hand, slower ball, brilliantly bowled.
What? How cool is that? I mean, that takes years to perfect, and she's bowling that at age, what did you say, 17?
17.
Kemp, back of the hand, slower ball, left arm over the wicket. Tasman Brits goes, caught Eccleston, bowled Kemp, and that is absolutely wonderful bowling. Nelson strikes 111 for 5 now. South Africa needs 66 from 16 balls, so it's almost, it's definitely a boundary every ball from here on out. Not impossible, mathematically possible. Dalmi Tucker, 3 matches, 9 runs, average of 9, strike rate of 56.3, and a best of 8.
Solid.
In the previous game.
Really solid. She's an exciting player. She plays 360 all over the ground, but she is on the non-strikers end. Chloe Tryon, the captain of the day, she's on strike. Kemp left arm over to Chloe Tryon. And a big swipe. It's full outside the off stump, but misses it completely. Amy Jones breaking the stumps. But Chloe Tryon's back foot fast in the crease.
Still on Nelson. I need to keep my feet up. I need the exercise as well.
It's good for the core.
Yes. Sit up straight. There we go.
This one full on leg stump, and it's chipped away to that cow corner boundary. Catherine Brunt getting that one in really quickly. Throws to Amy Jones. It's a little bit of a misfield, but there is a fielder backing up quite well there. Go through for a single score, 112 for 5. You can put your feet down now until your workout is complete for the day.
Thank you. I'll do some more stretching and stuff. Thank you.
Kemp to Tucker, and it's a short wide outside the off stump. Misses it completely. Goes through to Amy Jones, standing up to the pace bowler. She's been so good at unbelievable hands. They'll just go through for a dot. So far this over, 2, a wicket, a dot, 1, and another dot. Last ball of the over, Kemp to Tucker. It's wide and short outside the off stump. There's a misfield at the covers, and this ball will trickle away to that cover boundary. Izzy Wong sprinting to get... to cut that one off, but unable to. Good shot there by Dalmi Tucker, and hopefully this brings her average up a little bit.
Yes, we need all the positives we can get. I think after that test match and after the victory over England in the World Cup, the loss in the semi-final, there was a lot of positive energy behind this ladies team. But England have just smothered that out. They've just put the damper on the candle.
Yeah, definitely. I think in that World Cup game, in the round game when South Africa beat England, yes, South Africa was playing some of the best cricket that they were capable of, but I don't believe that South Africa was playing against the full potential that England had. Even in the semi-final when South Africa lost to England, I still don't believe England were playing to the best of their abilities. But this tour has truly shown what they're capable of, and it's unbelievable stuff. Chloe Tryon on strike, Izzy Wong bowling this over. It's a full-on leg stump, a slower ball, wraps Chloe Tryon on the pads, but definitely outside the line of the leg stumps. I'll go through for a single. Those will be leg buys. Score 117 for 5, need 60 from 11.
Yeah, so this will be, if South Africa do this will be the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, and so on, 6s that they've scored in the series.
Nice one. Delmi Zaka just taking this one out to square leg for a single. She's on 5.
She could have let that one go, if I'm very critical, to go down the leg side.
Yeah.
For a wide. 59 of 10 now needed. Still mathematically possible. 118 for 5. Tryon on strike.
Wong to Tryon. It's a full slower ball outside the off stump. Tries to go across the line. Kemp doing the fielding at the long on boundary. They go through for 2. And Chloe Tryon's score goes up to 3. South Africa 120 for 5. 57 from 9. Still possible? Is it?
No.
No.
9 times 6 is 63. Is 53.
Slower ball again, this time beating the bat of Chloe Tryon. Very good bowling here from Izzy Wong. Slower ball, Yorker wide outside the off stump, and Chloe Tryon just unable to drag that one across the line, missing completely. She's good at playing across the line, so targeting that 5th, 6th stump line, slower, no pace on the ball. That definitely is an uncomfortable spot for Chloe Tryon. Slower ball again, but this time missing her line completely, going down the leg stump. Amy Jones unable to get a hand to that one, and that will go for 5 wides.
Yeah, that's good. Let's have more of that, please. From the South African point of view, and this is. It was such a good fight from the South African ladies. Excellent start by England after they chose to bat. And then fighting back. But then England just saying, wait a minute. Remember where you're playing. Remember who you're playing. And just coming back and just stamping their authority.
It's short outside the leg stump, and Chloe Tryon goes across the line. That'll go for a 1 bounce 4. And that's the line where she is very good and just takes that into the gap between a cow corner and square leg. 1 bounce 4, the score 129 for 5. Chloe Tryon 7 of 8. Delmi Tucker 5 of 3.
Yeah, so if you could theoretically score 7 of each ball to get the win here for South Africa, theoretically. A no ball 6. But Izzy Wong won't have that in her mind at all.
No, definitely not. Last ball of her over. Slower ball outside the off stump. Nice and full. Chloe Tryon once again unable to make contact there. And Amy Jones has taken a couple steps back and she just collects that one. Izzy Wong, a little bit expensive today. 1 wicket in her 4 overs. She went for 40 runs. And yeah.
And now South Africa need 8 runs per ball. 48 from 6 needed for South Africa. 129 for 5. Tucker is there on 5 of 3. Tryon, the captain for today, 7 of 9. And Sophie Eccleston, the murderer. She absolutely slaughtered the South African bowlers, and now she's going to rub some hand sanitizer into the paper cuts for South Africa.
Pain on many levels. Delmi Tucker goes on the lofted sweep, but finds the fielder at cow corner. One bounce, go through for a single, 130 for 5. Sophie Eccleston, so good, left arm around to Chloe Tran. It's full on middle stump, and she tries to double step that one. Gets some bat on it, and that's going out past the fielder at square leg, but Maya Bouchier doing the fielding. Square leg was brought up for that delivery. She had to chase to get that one. Going through for 2, the Momentum Proteas. Chloe moves to 9, score 132. Need 45 from 4.
132 for 5.
Almost.
Try on.
Try dancing down the wicket. Gets that out too long on. Squeezes it out with a horizontal bat. Not pretty. But it gets the single. Tucker will be on strike now for the 4th delivery of the final over.
Oh, it's a miss stumping.
She gets a bit of an inside edge there. Wraps the boot of Amy Jones, the keeper, and that goes out to the third man. Kemp does the fielding. They go through for a single. And a missed opportunity there. Oh, through the legs of Amy Jones. Just watching the slow motion replay. Very unlucky there for the English keeper. She goes, Chloe Tran on the sweep, finds the gap between 45 and square leg, and this ball's moving quickly towards the boundary. It crashes into the cushions on the boundary. That'll be 4 for Chloe Tran, 14 off 12. South Africa needs 39 from the last ball. This intent that they finally decided to use needed to come much earlier in the game.
Yep. And try on with a look of resignation. They're still going to be around these parts during the Commonwealth Games. Hopefully lessons have been learned.
Eccleston to try on clean bowled off stump. Good. And that's the game. England win by 38 runs with the last ball. The wicket of Chloe Tran bowled Sophie Eccleston. She was unbelievable today. Took the game away from South Africa at the back end of England's batting innings, hitting a couple of 4s, 2 or 3 6s, and really just being very economical and attacking with the ball in this innings. But England just too good for the Momentum Proteas.
Yeah, it's been a sobering experience for the South African fans here, the English ladies showing their pedigree and the difference between the two countries in terms of women's cricket. And as I mentioned earlier today, after that win in the World Cup against England, we had some high hopes for this tour coming in, which those were almost confirmed by that test match performance. I mean, we were there or thereabouts, and we didn't think we'd be anywhere close to England in that test match, and then after that we just got hammered. Final thoughts, Jenna. I know you're not a lady who likes to blab on for hours and hours. So what do you think about this series? Give us your thoughts. Let us know what you think. What do you think we can expect from the Commonwealth Games? I haven't even had a look at the fixtures or anything. I still need to go and look at that. So what do you think?
Yeah, well, I definitely think...
Good things, bad things from this series?
Yeah, good and bad. I think that England have been improving at a much better rate than the Momentum Proteas since the World Cup. And they've just come out and they're playing a brand of cricket that is very exciting. And I think the Momentum Proteas have just been left behind a little bit. And that they're starting to having to play a game of catch-up, which is slightly disappointing. But I think this might light a fire under their bums and potentially put them onto good cricket for the Commonwealth Games, which is obviously, as South African supporters, South African human beings, we obviously want them to do as well as possible. But England looking really good, and I have high hopes for them for this Commonwealth Games.
Okay, so what do you think? South Africa bronze medal, maybe causing a few upsets. What would you say would be a successful Commonwealth Games campaign for this team?
I want to say that I believe they can get into the semi-final. I really do want to say that. Unfortunately, with the show that we've seen so far, this tour, I don't know how possible that is. So between 6th and 4th place, I think, would be a decent finish. I do know that South Africa is in quite a difficult pool. I'm not sure exactly of the countries that are in the pool, but I think it's not going to be an easy trip to the semi-final. But if they can pull things together, they're definitely a team with a lot of potential. And if Sunelis is back at full strength, I do believe that this team is one with potential if they can just find their feet.
So, why isn't Sunelis bowling herself more?
I don't know.
It's been a question that's been asked. I'm asking you this because you know the ladies better than I do. And the question has been asked, while you went on. So what do you think?
Why
do you think it's a confidence thing?
Not bowling herself? Yeah, potentially. She is injured. She's been struggling with a bit of a finger injury. I think she has a lot of responsibility in the team. She's batting in the top 4 every game. She's captaining a young team that have just lost 2 very experienced players. Lizelle Lee, Danae van Niekerk isn't there, so that puts a bit of an upset in the lineup. And then obviously with Marizanne Cup not being there for the second half of this tour, she is, I think, under a lot of stress, a lot of pressure. And I think to add bowling to that is a Herculean kind of task. So I don't disagree with the fact that she's not bowling herself, because I fully understand that. And just based on the way that she bowled in the World Cup, yes, she did bowl a decent amount of overs. Not a lot, but not particularly well. So that would have knocked her confidence. And I think leg spin is definitely about confidence, and you have to trust yourself and back yourself. And if you're not feeling good on the day and you are the captain who's able to make a decision, if you do have other bowlers, then give yourself a break. And I think that's what she's doing.
Wow. Thank you so much, Jenna. Thank you for all your insights. Thank you for being with us here on Gurula Cricket South Africa. It's been tough, but we'll keep on supporting the ladies. We have no choice. Whoever pulls those green jerseys over their heads, maybe channel some Banyana and some Springbok energy into those players. We can only support them. That's all we can do. We don't know what it's like I certainly don't know what it's like to play in those teams. It's going to be interesting to see the Commonwealth Games play out. Thank you so much for your thoughts, Jenna. Thank you so much for your time and everything. You've helped us out through the series so many times. Late nights with these T20 games. The test match was great. That was the highlight for me of this winter, South African winter so far. That test match against England, that was awesome. So the best advice we can give you right now is just subscribe to our YouTube channel and switch on the notifications so that you can see when we are going live. We're not sure who we're going to have and when we're going to be on again, but we will bring you as many of the games as we can. Thank you, Anis Mohammed. Thank you, David Midgley. Thank you, Jenna Searle. Thank you, Leah Schneider. Thank you, Ravi. Thank you, Simon, Mpo, Tim. The list goes on. Everybody for this women's tour of England. That was awesome. And we will see you when we see you, I guess.
Yeah, and I also just want to say, Otto, thank you to you. You've arranged this all. It hasn't been easy. You were on holiday and commentating at the same time. So that was really, really great to see. It shows a lot of commitment. So thank you for the opportunity for all of us to be online and just to share a little bit of our opinions on the game. But I also just want to finish off by saying that one bad tour doesn't make a bad team.
No.
The women might have struggled a little bit. There's definitely a bright future for this team, and I think we can only get better from here.
Yeah, I mean that Ayabonga Kaka 3-0 in one of the matches springs to mind. The 150 from Marizan. There's been some amazing moments by these ladies. The light is flashing. There's something there. Tumisikokune, the matches that she played, the catches, there were real highlights from these ladies, and the frustration, especially in the ODIs when we saw them really underperforming, and I think maybe the stuff off the field maybe got in there. It's very difficult to keep your focus at that level when you're performing at that level. I can only imagine, but I mean, speaking, for myself, if there's anything that distracts you from what you need to do in your job, you're not at your best. So that's, but definitely very positive feeling going into the Commonwealth Games. I'll be disappointed if we don't get into the bronze medal match. Let me put it. I think the ladies can do it. If they play to their potential, they can just do their stuff, do their thing. They should be able to make it to the bronze medal match.
Yeah.
And from there, who knows? Maybe a silver, maybe a gold. We'll see.
We will see. Cool.
Thank you so much, Jenna. Yeah, and if you've been listening to this, and as Jenna said, we do welcome any newcomers. If you feel like you have something to say about cricket, you can join us. You don't need to talk about the stuff all the time. You can just do the stats and the tweets and all of that stuff. So if you want to join our team, do send an email to admin@1wsr.com and we will welcome you into the team with open arms. With that said, thank you. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.